International Cricket Ground, Match Day 5, Game number 9 of the Dafabet East Africa T20 Cup. I'm here in the middle at the toss with the two captains, Clinton Rwagumia, the captain of Team Rwanda, and Abik Patwa, the captain of Team Tanzania, and our third umpire, Gaston Niyivizi. Clinton being the home team will flip the coin.
Heads is the call?
Heads is the call, and it's heads. Abik, you've won the toss. What are you going to do and why?
We're going to field first. I think yesterday the plan was the same as well, but we just gave 30 runs extra. The pitch looks, it's not going to change much. So, and we can see it's a bit overcast, though I know the sun is breaking through, but it has a bit of grass on it, so we want to use that grass in the beginning.
What do you make of this game? Having played Rwanda twice, they have won you, they've beaten you once, and you've beaten them once.
Yeah. Well, just want to stick to our basics and continue to play the brand of cricket that we're playing. Yeah, that's it.
Any new faces?
Our vice captain Kasimu is not feeling well, so he's been rested. Jitin comes back in the team.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Clinton, you've lost the toss. Did you go in your favor as well?
We wanted to bowl as well. Now we have to put runs on the board.
What do you make of this game?
Yeah, we won in one. We would like to get ahead of them going into the rest day.
Having played yesterday on this pitch, what total would you look would be very comfortable for you guys?
It has to be at least above 160. It's a very rough outfield to defend on, so at least 160 and above.
New faces in the team?
Yeah, one change. Oscar is out and Eric Gimana comes in.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
And the news coming out here in the middle is Abik Patwa has won the toss and has elected to have a ball first.
Good morning and welcome everybody. Once again we're here for East Africa Trophy by Dafabet at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. I'm your host Zaid Khan, and today the competition is between Tanzania and Team Rwanda. The game will begin shortly. Tanzania, having won the toss, elected to bowl first. And here we have the Rwanda full squad. The captain, Clinton Rubagumya, Didier Ndikubimana, Emil Rukeriza, the youngster, Emmanuel Sebareme, the all-rounder, Eric Dusengizimana, Kevin Irakoze, Kubimana Eric, Martin Akayezu, Orkidei Tuisenge, Wilson Nitanga, Zapibi Menyimana, and Oscar Manishimwe. And Tanzania full squad, Abik Patwa, the captain, Ali Kimote, Amal Rajivan, the wicketkeeper, Ivan Selemani, Jilin Singh, Mohamed Kitultunda, Mohamed Yunus, Salum Ali, Sanjay Kumar, Omar Sheikh, Yal Maurice, and Johnson Nyambo. Be interesting to see these two sides go against each other. Last time, Tanzania taking the victory by 7 wickets. They faced each other, but different ground, different opportunities, different day, and probably different tactics. Alongside me in the commentary box is Bob Bashir Songa. Welcome, Bob.
Good morning, Zaida. Good morning to our lovely viewers, wherever you are watching live this ongoing Dafabet East Africa Trophy. On your screens there is the usual suspects of Team Rwanda. Opening the batting is Eric Dusingizimana alongside the young Didier Ndikubimana, the vice captain of the side. Very good contest there, dear. They've played twice each other in this tournament. Rwanda having beaten Tanzania in their first game, chasing 174. That man there, Didier, putting on a show with the bat alongside Kevin Irakoze, having that partnership over 100. And Tanzania taking their revenge in their next second encounter. Same fashion, beating Rwanda by 7 wickets. Massive winner, sparing 4 overs was Team Tanzania, and their shot number 91 Opening the bowling from the Mount End is young Yunus Mohammed. He's been very disciplined with the new cherry yesterday, picking up that big wicket over Roger Mukasa in the first delivery of the game. Can he yet give Team Tanzania an early breakthrough? He's up against young Didier and Eric Dusingizimana. They've been in fine touch. That man there taking his guard, Didier Ndikubwimana, the vice captain, having scored 2 half centuries against Team Tanzania. He's been having a very good run with a bat against Team Tanzanians and the bowlers in particular. It will be very key in this contest. He has opted, young Yunus, to go with a fine leg and a deep third man. Those are the only 2 fielders outside the ring. Of course, there's a sleeping place, Sanjay Thakur Boom. The umpires of the day are none other than Uganda International Norbert Abi and Veronica Iriho, who also made her debut in the men's category in this tournament. Full ball there, driven powerfully, and Didier and Rwanda are off the mark. Straight to that fielder, Ivan Selemani at mid-off. Very good positive start from the Rwandans.
Lovely looking drive there by young Didier. Eric Dusingizimana has got a game to prove himself. Last time around, there you have his numbers. 5 matches, 5 innings, 91 runs to his name, 50 being the highest in his very first game of the tournament. 149 strike rate. Big man with lots of experience. Mr. Gahanga himself on strike now.
Eric, the last time they played, he went out cheaply after getting a boundary and ended up getting 8 runs, falling to that short ball ploy that has been working for the other teams against Eric Big. Something he needs to correct and adjust on how he can play that short ball.
Definitely, he's been a victim of that a couple of times. Guilty of handing out catches in same fashion. This time, gets off the mark. Opens up his account with a drop and run.
Young Didier Ndikubwimana with 429 runs international, with the highest over 66. He would love to get to that 500 mark in this tournament. Short ball outside off, but there's protection in the deep. A third man. He keeps the scoreboard ticking. Is Didier Ndikubwimana. Would love to cross that 500 mark runs. We saw his partner Wilson, who comes in at 1 down, having crossed that 500 mark. And again, they know this partnership is very key if they are to post 160 plus, as the captain said. Short ball punished. Fast boundary comes off the blade over Eric Dusingizimana. Doesn't need any sighters as he puts away that half tracker from young Yunus Mohammed.
The moment it landed short there, Bob, his eyes lit up and slapped absolutely all the way to the boundary ropes. Making a statement there with a flat bat. Oh, lovely comeback by Mohammed Yunus. Pitch of a delivery there, Bob.
Absolutely. That's a very good delivery from young Yunus to close off the first over of match day 5, game number 9 of the Dafabet East Africa T20 with 7 runs on board for naught.
Decent start by both teams, I must say. And it all comes down to who cracks first here. We saw yesterday Uganda having a shaky start, but then with the likes of Simon Sisazi and Ronak Patel bringing the balance to their ship. ended up posting a high score and winning the game in the end. So it's all about who manages to adjust to the pressure and the conditions at time. Coming from the road end,
Salum Jumbe coming in from the road end, having balled 3 overs, went for only 10 runs with a very good economy of 3, picking up that wicket of Eric Dusingizimana in their last game. One of the experienced players in the Tanzanian side with 34 wickets for his nation. Short ball there. Flicked away is Didier Ndikubwimana. Straight to that fielder at fine leg. Very good start there, trying to see if he can get something out of this wicket. Is Salum Jumbe.
earlier on during the toss, Bob, you had the privilege to check out the pitch. What do you have to say about this pitch? It's just been the second day that the games are being played on it.
Very good pitch here, Zed, to bat on or give value for those cricketing shots. Of course, it will end up opening up if the sun comes out here at Gahanga. Soft hands there from Eric Dusingizimana, looking to sneak in a single. But these fielders are very agile. Mohamed Omar Kitunda, who normally is a wicketkeeper, but Amara Jivan has been doing a fantastic job behind the stumps. Of course, the spinners have something in this wicket, but again, with these overcast conditions here at Gahanga, they will need some sun to come out into the body there, flicked away from Eric Dusingizimana. They keep the scoreboard ticking, something I love about these opening batsmen.
Delicately played there by Big Eric. He's known for his power, but also the cheeky shots that he tends to play. That one coming into his body, played with soft hands around the corner, just dropping it, picking up that quick single. With the new cherry in hand, it's really coming onto the bat well.
Again, when you look at the captain himself, Clinton Rwagumia, at the toss, saying he's looking at something close to 160 or even above to stand a chance of yet getting another 2 points from Team Tanzania. It will be a very big task from these two opening batsmen. They've been having a very decent power play in their previous games, getting to that 40 plus in the power play. And Didier, that man there at the crease. Short ball. Outside off there. Looking for that outside edge. Is Salum Jumbe. Very disciplined in his first over, giving away only 2 runs. Tidy lines. Mixing it up in his first over is Salum Jumbe.
Young Didier Ndikubwimana has been having a tough time past 2 games. He'll be looking forward to putting up some runs in this particular innings. Oh, lovely hands there on the leg side. The chase is on, but Ivan Suleimani will get there. Well done there. They pick up 2 runs. Good running between the wickets. And that's the end of this second over. 11 runs on board. No wickets down. Quiet start, I must say, Bob.
Absolutely. We haven't seen those scoops and the reverse shots from young Didier. Shots has played superbly against Team Tanzania, having scored 52 of 47 with 2 boundaries and 3 maximums in their last game. He knows he has the abilities. He has the skills. He's looked to be very composed this time round and very patient. They would love him to stick around and see if he can see off the power play with at least 40 odds runs on the board for his country. In the air, Shika is the call. There's a feeder under it. Is Salum Jumbe takes a very comfortable catch to dismiss Eric Dusingizimana with his short stay after facing 6 deliveries with his 6 runs. He ends up chipping a catch to Salum Jumbe, courtesy of Mohamed Yunus. First wicket down. That's Mohamed Yunus for you. He has a way of picking up a wicket in his first over, but this time round he picks the big man in his second over, the third of the first innings. He walks with the head down, leave it with himself, is Eric Dusingizimana. He knows he was supposed to play a very big role if they are to get yet another 2 points.
Have a look at that. Skies it. Just past the 30-yard mark there. And comfortable catch in the end. It went miles in the air. And with that, we've got the big man, Kevin Irakoze, into the attack. Last time, he had a blast against Tanzania. He's been striking the ball neatly, but he'll have to ease himself within the crease and support young Didier, who's been there from ball one.
Again, Zay, when you look at that on the replay, that first wicket, he wasn't even closer to the ball is Eric Dusingizimana. When you look at that dismissal yesterday, same fashion, putting his front leg instead of getting at least closer to that delivery to see if he can play it over the middle fielder. Kevin Irakoze with 106 runs, having scored his first half century in international cricket against Team Tanzania. He joins that young man, Didier Ndikubwimana. Soft hands there from Kevin Irakoze. He's been sent out, I believe, to see if he can use the power play. Of course, there's Salum Jumbe, who's been pushed to deep long on, and a deep mid-wicket fielder, Mohamed Kitunda. When you look at the field setting, Zed, I believe if these running batsmen can play it much on the offside, they stand a chance to get more runs. Half tracker there, that's Kevin Irakoze for you. He doesn't need any sighters whatsoever as he hits one out of the ground. Just mentioned he's been sent out there to use the power play, and he obliges, getting the first maximum of Yunus Khan. I beg your pardon, Mohamed Yunus.
Mohamed Yunus there, absolutely dispatched. Got underneath it, big man. He's got big arms and good reach with his big height. Swing and a miss. This time around, doesn't get the connection.
Swing and a miss, he says it. But again, when you look at that shot, that swing and a miss, that front leg again, opening it up on a full delivery outside off, something they need to correct. Of course, they will be traveling after this tournament in 2 weeks' time to the Africa Cup qualifiers. They would love to correct that mistake in this particular tournament. They have plenty of games to play, plenty of chances to correct those little mistakes they've been doing, which ends up losing their wickets is Team Rwanda and their batsmen.
Well, it's the minute things that really aggregate and pile up upon a batsman in terms of skills. He's got to take care of that. It's a fine thing to be working on. He's got the power. He just needs to get into the right positions. The support staff and the coaches are working hard enough. They'll get on with that. And great to hear you bring that up, Bob, as we saw Kevin Irakoze yesterday's game opening up that leg far, far away from the pitch of the delivery and losing his balance and shape through the shots.
3 overs down now. 18 for 1 now. The big wicket of Eric Dusingizimana. only scoring 6 of 7 deliveries. They will look to build a partnership at these two.
As long as these two are out there in the middle, Bob, I can guarantee they'll bring some sort of entertainment to this East Africa trophy. We've been having a great time. Lots of sixes and boundaries have been struck throughout this phase. As we get into the fourth over, Rwanda with 18 runs on board, just 1 wicket down. Salum Ali Jumbe gets the top edge to that. Fortune favors the brave, and it goes to the boundary in a flash. The quicker it came, the quicker it rushed to the boundary there. Valuable runs to the Rwanda side.
Very good thinking there from Salum Jumbe, trying to surprise the big man with a short ball. You do not mind those top edges. Of course, this field, the outfield is electric. Because again, on the back foot, tries to play it on the onside, but can only manage to pick that fielder at mid-off. And with that poor throw there, where they had no backup whatsoever, they end up chipping away 2 more runs for the Rwandan side. Much needed.
The Rwandans won't mind that. Whichever way the runs keep flowing, the score keeps ticking. And the batsmen keep hitting. That's what T20 cricket is all about, Bob. Duffer Bet, East Africa Trophy, courtesy of our proud sponsors, Rwanda Cricket Association and Duffer Bet, allowing us to have such entertaining games being streamed and watched all over the world. Shot once again in the air. Yalinde getting underneath it, and a comfortable catch from the deep. The setup and plan comes together. The big man took the bait and has to take the long walk back into the dugout.
Fantastic bowling there from the experienced Salum Jumbe, making it 35 wickets for Salum Jumbe. Just mentioned that fast delivery where he bowled it very short, and Kevin Irakoze could only get a top edge that flew to the boundary. But this time round, bowls it well directed. Gets another top edge. But very good field setting from Abik Patois. He knew he had that particular fielder there at wideish. Fine leg to take an easy catch. 2 wickets down is Team Rwanda, as we see the young Wilson Itanga joining Didier Ndikubwimana, who is still unbeaten on 5 of 7 deliveries.
There is he on the screen. Young Didier trying to boost up Wilson's morale, trying to make him tuck in, look a bit sharp and smart there on the screen as he walk in very casually. Not quite sure what phase he's going through, but let's hope it's for the best for Team Rwanda, as they've lost their second wicket, 24 runs on board. 3 more deliveries left in this over by Salum Ali Jumbe. He's given away just 10 runs, picking up that big wicket of Kevin Irakoze. You do not want to leave him in there for a long period of time, as we know how many runs he can keep piling up.
Very good toss here to win from Abik Patois, knowing that the previous encounter they had to chase down 155, where they managed to close it off in just 16 overs, beating Rwanda for 7 wickets. Soft hands again looking to sneak in a single, and Didier is one of the quickest, but he's been kept out of action at the moment. Didier, one of the Interesting characters. He loves facing a lot of deliveries in the power play. Loves using the pace from the bowlers. But he's not gotten that chance because he's lost 2 wickets so far. The big one of Dusingizimana and Kevin Irakoze, who doesn't make good use of that opportunity where he was promoted once again at number 3. Interestingly, it's not given as a wide from the umpire, Veronica Iriho. Might hit something there. You can see Didier is looking at the pitch. And that brought us to the end of the 4th over, 25 for 2. And those 2 wickets are very big for Team Rwanda. These 2 young men, they will need to keep taking it around the corner, get the doubles in and the singles. And of course, go for those looseners from the bowlers. They will have something close to 40 in the next 2 overs to close off a very good power play from both sides.
Interesting enough, last time they faced each other, the highlight bowlers for the Tanzanian side were Ali Kimote, who bowled 3 overs, 17 runs, picked up 2 wickets with an economy of 5.67. Alongside him, the man Salom Ali Jumbe, who bowled 3 overs as well and gave away just 10 runs, having picked up 1 wicket with a very, very impressive economy of 3.33. This time around, he has picked up his first wicket, Kevin Irakoze.
Very close running there. If that was a direct hit, Didier would be running back to the dugout. Half call there from these 2 youngsters. Taking on Jitin there at point, who didn't shy at the stumps. Very good backing up there from Mohamed Kitunda. Didier loves playing Ali Kimote. We'll see if he's going to bring out the scoop shot. Kimote, who balls it slightly fuller. There you go, catches the call, and the finger is up. 3rd wicket down. It has to be the young Didier Ndikubwimana trying to play a cheeky shot. Ends up getting an inside edge straight to the wicketkeeper, Amal Rajivana, who takes a very good catch running to his left. 3 wickets down. Rwanda already on the back foot. Didier Ndikubwimana goes after facing 8 deliveries for his 5 runs. Not the normal Didier we are used to as he walks back to the dugout.
Got just a feather to it. Have a look at that. Very, very similar to the wicket of his skipper yesterday against Uganda. Down the leg. Deliveries that should have been left alone. But an attempt was there, resulting into yet another wicket. 3 wickets down. Our Team Rwanda with only 26 on board. Shaky start, I must say.
Absolutely, already on the back foot, but courtesy of this smart bowling and disciplined bowling from the Tanzanians. Doing the basic things right. Looking at the pitch, Zaida, this is a pitch where a proper batsman gets himself out. No swing whatsoever from the opening bowlers and the pace bowlers. Landry yesterday mentioned this is a pitch where you have to play cricketing shots. You saw there on that previous delivery, the wicket of Didier caught up in 2 minds whether to go for a scoop or pull, and ends up getting that edge straight to the wicketkeeper. Full ball there straight to Orchide, who gets off the mark. A man with 876 runs on his back with the highest score of 100. Telling you here, Zeda, the whole Rwanda would love Orchide Tuyisenge to replica one of his best innings to see if he can dig them out of this hole. Rwanda has been doing fantastic in the power play, but this time round, we're already into the middle order batsmen who have not been adding runs for their side. This is a very good chance for Wilson Nietanga alongside Didier Ndikubwimana to see if they can stabilize the innings at the moment after losing three big wickets. 3 wickets who have contributed a lot of runs for Team Rwanda.
Of course, it's going to be a tough one to deal with out there in the middle, but more than getting any individual high scores, what would really impress me is which one of these two will cope with the pressure, having lost early wickets, and bring balance to the side. We've seen the likes of Ronak Patel do it. We've seen the likes of Simon Sesazi do it. We've seen the Ugandan players mostly have been doing that through the middle order. And now Wilson has had a quiet tournament so far. He needs to step it up, put the foot on the gas and produce some numbers here. He's batting with, like you mentioned, Orchide Tuisenge. Beautiful looking shot there. Just a whip. And in a flash, it went onto the boundary ropes.
Lovely shot there from Wilson. Kind of his signature shots. Pulls it slightly fuller into the pads there. Flicked away. Good wrist there from Wilson. One of the batsmen who has a complete technique. But they would love him, as you just mentioned, to play an anchor role. Talked about Ronak Patel. He's been very, very key in all the games he has played for Team Uganda. Making sure all the batsmen play around him. Same as that man there, the wicketkeeper batsman over Tanzania, Amara Jivana, playing a handy knock. One of these two will have to make sure all the batsmen coming in, they play around him. And I believe Orchide, after getting that 40 against Team Uganda, he will be the right man with all the experience he has to stick around and see if at least he can play up to the 10th over. Then from then, he can switch gears.
Both of these two batsmen need to produce numbers here, Bob, because they wouldn't get a better opportunity than this. Yes, Team Rwanda has lost their wickets early. They've put 31 runs on board so far, with 5 overs done here. But Orchide Tuisenge, like you mentioned, the highest score he's put up should be replicated here. And that's what everybody expects out of him. But does he cope up with that pressure? Is what lets me know the kind of form he's into at the moment. Wilson Nitanga is also a very, very nice batsman with a complete technique, but the numbers are missing.
Salom Jumbe to bowl the last over of the power play. I'd love to see Orchide Tuisenge playing him sensibly, not giving him a wicket in his third over. Much fuller this time, plays it down the ground straight to mid-on. Ivan Selemani, who's looking very casual at the moment. Salom Jumbe up against the young Wilson Nitanga. I would love to see them close off this over the experienced Salom Jumbe down the ground. But Orchide tells his partner, hold your horses, young man. Salom Jumbe only has 3 legal deliveries to go in the power play. And again, after the power play, when the field is spread, this is where these two, they're very quick between the wickets. They would love to keep ticking it around the corner. The outfield is electric, as we saw yesterday. And then that's when they stand a chance of building a partnership or two.
It's definitely, they've got to keep their patience and play out the deliveries, pick up those singles if possible to keep the scoreboard ticking. But after the main bowlers like Salom Ali Jumbe and Ali Kimote are off, that's when they can stand a chance to start taking the attack to the Tanzanian side. Wilson Nitanga is a solid, decent start here by him into the hands of the fielder, but very, very quick between the wickets, these two. And I'll be keen to see the sort of maturity that would come out of both of these two batters, knowing the responsibilities resting upon their shoulders here. It's a lovely morning here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. The score reads 33 for 3 in 5.5. Oh, just guidance there. Touch of finesse by Orchidea Tuisenge.
And with that single brings us to the end of the power play with the scoreboard reading 33 for 3 after losing Eric Dusengizimana, Didier Ndikubwimana and Kevin Irakoze. Those three top order batsmen have contributed 440 runs for their nation. Now the big task ahead is their middle order batsman is Team Rwanda to see what contribution can they bring to the table. Of course, they have the talent, they have the skills, and they have the maturity. They will need to have to apply that in this particular fixture. As we see Ali Kimote Mpeka to bowl his second over. After picking that big wicket over Didier Ndikubwimana, he's up against Orchidea Tuisenge alongside Wilson Nitanga. The field is spread, of course. It's the end of the power play. Deep extra cover, deep third man. There's a deep mid-wicket, deep long on, and a deep square leg. Those are the fielders outside the ring. A lot of gaps here in the field.
Speaking of numbers here, Bob, Rwanda needs to post plus 150 for sure. Last time around, just the top three performers of the Tanzanian side batting-wise produced 139 put together. Just the top three batters in a run chase.
And when you look at that fast delivery, that's how they have to go up against their batting at the moment. Keep ticking it around the corner. Of course, a bad ball is going to come.
Ali Kimote keeping it really tight here, channeling it towards the body, and the Rwandan batters, having lost those early wickets, not trying to take any risks, not trying to play any risky shot onto the leg side even. One thing I wouldn't like to see here is the batters getting too defensive at times. Oh, lovely looking shot that onto the leg side. Didn't get the proper connection there, but manages to rotate the strike.
And that will be very key here, Zed. If they want to get to that 160, as the captain mentioned earlier at the toss, they will need to get closer to 7 runs and over moving forward. And of course, if that boundary comes in, that will be a very big bonus for the Rwandan side. I have the fact that the Tanzanians today are very well disciplined with their bowling, looking to sneak in a single Iza. Wilson Nitanga, but Orchidea is not the quickest. But again, when you look at those three back into the dugout, Eric, Kevin, and Didier, you can see the coach himself, Lee, is trying to find the right combination to go with in the Africa Cup qualifiers. He has tried out Kevin. Yes, Kevin got a 50 to make sure they beat Tanzania yet again, second time. He has tried Didier, and Didier has proved to be a proper opening batsman alongside Eric Dusengizimana. And now the big question is who is going to bat at number 3 and at number 4 for Team Rwanda. And I believe these two out there in the middle, they have to put on a show with the bat in these remaining games to cement that position.
Very, very well said, Bob. That's exactly why I mentioned the word responsibility, because they've got this game by the throat at the moment, and they've got to be careful. They've got to get it right from here on and prove themselves and the position that they are much, much capable of cementing themselves in there.
Absolutely. And with that dot ball, we get to the end of the 7th over. Kimote coming in to ball his second over, giving away only 4 runs. Smartly done by him. 38 for 3 after 7, as we see the introduction of the leading wicket taker of Team Tanzania, Yalinde Nkanya Morris, into the attack from the road end. Young man who has struggled in this tournament. But he has on his shoulders and back 48 wickets for his nation. Slow left arm orthodox is Yalinde Nkanya Morris up against these two who are looking to build up a partnership. Interesting to see how they play him out.
Yalinde Morris coming from the road end. His first over of the game. Last time around, he took a liking from Kevin Irakoze, but the big man has departed early this time around. Loud animated appeal there by Yalinde and the wicketkeeper Rajivan. Umpire Veronica not interested. She believes it had nothing on it, no bat to it. The players think otherwise.
Very firmly said not out is Veronica Iriho. Goes for the switch hit. Gets a bottom edge. But he's sneaking in another single. Very good option there to think of is young Wilson. Of course, there's a third man inside the ring and a fine leg. Just needed to get enough bat on that one.
Right intent. Execution questionable there, Bob. And again, bowlers like Yalinde, you've got to capitalize from their overs as much as possible, because the bowlers that came before him, prior to him, didn't give you enough. In fact, took the bargain away from you, having stolen 3 wickets, adding to the pressure. So these are the overs where you lessen the amount of pressure by rotating the strike, not looking for just big shots, and take the pressure back onto the bowling side. But once you get into that attacking mindset, you're not quite thinking right. There you see, play it on the ground, just like that. Keep it driving, young Orchidea, and keep rotating the strike and pick up those necessary singles and doubles.
I agree with you there, Zed. When you look at Orchidea, he's one of the best players of spin in this region. But he's looking to be very defensive at the moment. Yalinde Nkanya is not one of the bowlers who spin a web, who ball it, who dart it in, skid it in, ball it quicker. But these two are trying to play defensively. He starts off his first over, giving only 3 runs, is young Yalinde Morris Kanya, to bring us to the end of the 8th with the board reading 41 for 3.
And to keep it as safe as a bank, Bob, you've got to play it on the ground. You cannot put it out there in the air. It's a bait. The fielders have been placed in the deep. The field has been spread. We're done with the power play. And that's exactly why they bring on a spinner, so that he gives you the idea of taking the ball into the deep. Any misconnect and you might end up losing yet another wicket. So playing it on the ground is the safest option here.
Absolutely, Zaid. Very casual dugout there for Team Rwanda. Ali Pekka Kimote to continue from the Mount End. Very disciplined after giving only 10 runs in his 2 overs. Cut away powerfully, but straight to the fielder. Fantastic effort there from Sanjay Thakur Bumba. We're here to see him with his off spin.
One of the bowlers that tends to come in the later half of the bowling innings. But by then, it will be too late for the run side to be waiting. Not reading the bounce and the length. It's the length that has been troublesome to the run side so far, Bob.
Absolutely. Very casual there from Orkide. These are his go-to shots. But when you look at that previous delivery, it looks like the bat is heavy for him. He will need to get a boundary or 2 to get back into his groove. He's not playing like a person who scored 40 against one of the quality bowling attack. Is Team Uganda.
He must have heard you on that one. His eyes lit up on that. Cross-batted, but exciting to watch. Just got 1 run out of it. Needs to get placement right. He's got the power. Just the placement has been missing. Was cut really hard early on, but into the arms, into the hands of the fielder there. Inner ring. Late reaction there by Wilson Nitanga, but still 2 runs to their side. He's got to play his shots. He's being very, very defensive. I'm not quite sure when was the last time I saw this many amount of defensive strokes being played in a T20 match.
Tidy work there from Jitin there at point. Second time he's shying at the stumps. Missing by a whisker, Zaid. This is a fielder you do not want to take on. Change of pace there from Ali Pekka Kimote. That's Ali Pekka Kimote for you. He'll keep variating. Being the smartest at the moment.
Absolutely bluffed there, Wilson Nitanga. The bat had gone ahead of the stroke an hour before the ball even came into him. Lovely deceiving delivery there by Ali Kimote.
Soft hands again, very defensive as you just mentioned, Zaida, to bring us to the end of the 9th over. 44 for 3, moving at 4 runs and over. They will need to accelerate. We are already almost halfway the stage of the first innings. They will love to get that run rate to at least 7 plus. They have wickets in hand, of course. They have the likes of Martin Akayezu, who is still out there, the captain himself. Clinton Rubagumya and Emmanuel Sebareme.
And here's a comparison, Bob. Team Uganda yesterday had lost the early wickets, but the batters in there, in the middle, were taking the scoreboard. They kept rotating the strike. They kept picking up those singles and doubles, and not many dot balls that were there. And that's what ended up providing Uganda the high score in the end, despite losing the big wickets. Yalinde once again from the road end. They've got to choose a bowler and stop punishing. Otherwise, the scoreboard will stay low.
The Tanzanians on the other side said they don't mind going for 4 runs and over. It is a T20 game here. They have the likes of a big Patwa himself alongside this man here right in front of us, Ivan Selemani, who looks to be very casual. He knows if Team Rwanda doesn't cross that 150, which they chased in just 16 overs, they will stand a chance of yet beating Team Rwanda. Another fumble there to give them the second Rwanda is Team Rwanda.
Hope I'm not talking too soon, but if the score is below that 140 mark, 150, 140 mark, this man here might end up chasing it all by himself. We've seen the sort of power hitting he's capable of. Slight fumble there, and they pick up 2 runs comfortably. Presence of mind by Orchide Tuisenge getting the strike back. Wilson Nitanga cannot play the anchor role here. He's got to go at it as well as Orchide Tuisenge. There is no room for playing anchor innings from here on. Down on one knee, powerfully struck, and it reaches the boundary, piercing the gap between those two fielders on the leg side. Aggression by Orchide Tuisenge.
Fantastic shot there. Very well controlled sweep shot from Orchide Tuyisenge. There was a big gap. Flighted, tossed up there on one knee. Very big gap there between deep mid wicket and deep square leg. Almost 50 meters. Something I wanted to talk about in that previous over. They would love to target that particular region. As we get to the halfway stage of the first innings, bringing up 52 for the loss of 3. I'll tell you, Zaid, in the previous games of Team Rwanda, at this stage, they're always around 90 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. There you go. The partnership is 26 of 34. Orchide contributing only 13 of 17, and his partner Wilson 10 of 17. They would love those figures to be the other way around. They would love that strike rate to go above 150 moving forward. With 7 wickets in hand is Team Rwanda, as the projected score is at 104, which is under par score at this particular ground. Alimpeka Kimote being trusted by the captain to finish his quarter after giving away 11 runs. Soft turns there, well guided through third man. 2 is the call. Wilson is not shying to take on the arm of Salom Jumbe, and another misfield there. Not a good effort there from the bowler himself to earn Team Rwanda yet another run. Make that 3. Can this be the over, Zaid? They need an over 15 plus runs to get back into the groove and get the momentum moving.
Not an over. They need plenty of those overs to make it exciting here in the Dufferbet East Africa Trophy. We need that high score. It'll be interesting to see Team Tanzania chase down a high total rather than taking it easy with a low setup. One of these 2 batters out there in the middle have got to take their chances and have a go at them. You cannot keep quiet any much further. Yes, you've lost 3 wickets, but you still got 7 wickets in hand. Calculative risks, variation of pace there. On that occasion, you saw the front foot of Orchide Tuisenge coming in front even before the ball was bowled. That tells you the lack of consistency in skill by the Rwanda international, despite being the highest scorer. Certain things do not really add up to me, Bob.
There you go there. Tanzania winning the toss, opting to field first. At this stage, I must say, calls for a pole shot is Orchide. No timing whatsoever. Something he's been struggling is Orchide to get the timing right. We haven't seen him take a shibi down the wicket, where he'll be hitting to that straight to the screen now. Call out for the physio. They would love to see him back on his feet. Is Team Rwanda.
Oh, that must have hit the crack and onto the groin area there. Can imagine the pain he must be going through. Sharp turn there, just roll of fingers over the ball. An off-cutter delivery there, just might have hit that crack, and a sharp turn into the batsman. A very unpleasant sight, but it is part of cricket, the game. There we have the scorecard so far. Both of the openers going for single digits, 5 and 6 respectively. Kevin Irakoze came in and scored a quick fire 13 of 7 with a strike rate of 185. And now we've got Wilson Nitanga on 15 of 21 and Orkide Tuisenge on 13 of 20. Very, very low strike rates. Figures that they should really look at the scoreboard. It's right in front of them, Bob. Right in front of their eyes, in plain sight. There you see the dugout. Laid back at the moment, not quite sure how they will be in the second innings here. And this is an opportunity for them to get back into the competition, having lost to Team Tanzania by 7 wickets, like you mentioned.
A big ladder to climb between these two, Orkide Tuisenge alongside the young Wilson Nitanga. But again, it comes back to the middle order batsmen of Team Rwanda. They haven't contributed much for their side. Yes, they have a very good opportunity in this particular game, but the way these two are moving at the moment with a strike rate under 100, they will need something special. We've seen so far Kenneth Waiswa playing a sensational knock yesterday to pull his team on that back foot. They will need someone to replicate that innings of Kenneth Waiswa at these two. Same ground, no demons in the pitch. Change of pace there. Plays it straighter to the fielder, Ivan Selemani. A long off, who does well to carry to only 1 run. You mentioned earlier that these two need to target a bowler.
They've got to think outside the box here, Bob, because whatever they're trying at the moment is not being fruitful and not getting the boundaries. When was the last time you saw them hit a boundary apart from that occasional one that came by Orkide Tuisenge about 2 overs ago?
And with that leg by the Zaid, we get to the end of the 11th over with the scoreboard reading 57 for 3. This is the moment with 9 overs to go, 7 wickets in hand. I'll tell you, Zaid, Clinton Wagumia with the highest score of 40 in international cricket. Martin Akayezu with the highest score of 50 of 19 deliveries. Alongside Sebareme, who proved to be a hard hitter of this white ball. Alongside Zapi Bimenyimana with his long levers. This is the time for these two to switch on the gears. They have been playing in gear 2, if you know the driving skills. They need to step on the pedal and try and get at least 8 runs or even more from now on moving forward. They remove their helmets, of course, because of the young spinner Yalinde Kanya. They have seen the pitch. They know how the pitch is behaving. This has to be the moment. One of these two has to take on this big over of Yalinde Kanya, who gave away only 3 runs in his first over.
From here, I would love to see Wilson Nitanga first time showing aggression here. But on multiple occasions, I've seen Orkide Tuisenge playing that role. This time around, I would love to see Wilson do it for the Rwandan side. Touch of finesse once again, straight into the hands. And sloppy glove walk by the keeper, gifting away Yet another 1 run. Players all around the field not happy with that effort. Clumsy, clumsy work with the only man allowed to put on gloves in the field.
Fourth timer in the innings we've seen the fielders backing up, being sloppy to Rwandans another run. But they will need boundaries moving forward. So far, they have only managed to get 4 boundaries. We're into the 12th over. Orchide to Isenge at the crease at the moment. Flashes hard, but straight to the fielder at long off. He is struggling to get his timing, is Orchide to Isenge. We haven't seen him take a little shimmy down the ground facing the spinners, something he does superbly. We saw him yesterday taking a liking of one of the best bowlers in this tournament, Henry Senyondo, smoking 2 out of the park. Touch and go again from Wilson Nyitanga. Zaid, they will need boundaries and more to add to that total to see if they can get to that 100 in the next 8 overs. As the captain mentioned earlier, he would be looking for that 160.
It's all a matter of intent, Bob. We saw the intent yesterday, loud and clear by the Ugandans. At some point, they didn't look like they were about to post up 120 runs. In the end, ended up posting 160 plus. So, brilliant, brilliant effort. And the mindset of the batters in there, switching the gears at the right time and pacing the innings to perfection. That is what the Rwandan batters need to do from here on. Yes, they'll have to take calculated risks and tear apart the bowling from here on. Otherwise, they'll find themselves with not much to defend.
Change of bowling there. It's Sanjay Thakur Boom to bowl from the Mount End. Talking about yesterday's game, Zaid. I'm not sure we've seen those innings from younger Kenneth Waiswa, the 24-year-old, who is turning out to be one of the best all-rounders in the region, healthy inside edge, but they will only manage to get another single East Team Rwanda. No timing whatsoever from young Orchide to Isenge.
Doesn't quite look like the same person who's got the high score of 100 here. He's been getting edges and bottom edges this time around. Wilson Nyitanga takes it to the church. Powerful blow by the youngster. Sights of aggression. Exactly what we've been asking for, Bob. And our demands have been attended to.
Very good shot there from Wilson. Takes a little shimmy. Flicked it perfectly and superbly to earn him a maximum on his side. We've seen Wilson do this before. He has his first half century against Tanzania last year in the first edition of this East Africa. Goes on 1 year again. There's a very big gap. 1 bounce for 4, 6 on a boundary. Much needed. The crowd has something to cheer for. Courtesy over Wilson Nyitanga trying to catch up with that strike rate. Already moves to 29 off 28. We're striking it at 100.
Beautiful looking shot, that same region, but goes for a boundary this time around. In the vacant region, the gap was too big, no fielder there, and struck with so much power, it had the legs to go up the hill on itself.
Not a good welcome here to the big man there on your screenshot. Number 22 is Sanjay Kumar Thakur Boom. So far going for 11 in his first 3 deliveries. Inside edge there. Might have dropped. That one is Amar Rajivan, the wicketkeeper. Not an easy take there, but it will go down as a chance looking to guide it through. That short third was Wilson Itanga. Flashes, catches the call.
Over the fielder there, racing away to the boundary. And well done in the deep by the fielder. Comfortably stops it there.
Very big over here is standing out to be for Team Rwanda. Sanjay Takur Boom, who's been kept out of action up to the 13th over, he's been welcomed by these youngsters. Quicker one this time round. Ends up with a dot ball. After giving 14 runs in his first over, he will be the man the Rwandans will need to target. He has 3 more overs to come. So far, Ali Mpeka Kimote has finished his quarter with Salum Jumbe having bowled 3 overs, 1 left. They need to be very smart, these two. Young Wilson alongside Orkide Tuyisenge. Is Yalinde to continue from the road end?
For all our viewers online, Bob, take us through the effect of boundaries and maximums in a T20 format. What sort of effect does it have on the momentum of the game?
Switch it there. Yunus gives it a chase. Looking for the third one is Orkide Tuyisenge. They take on the arm of young Yunus. Run out chance there, and the finger is up. Risky running from young Orkide Tuyisenge, taking on one of the best arms on the cricket field of young Yunus. And he has to perish unnecessarily running there from Orkide Tuyisenge. He knew if he had stayed in, he stood a chance of making sure his team gets over that 150, but he has to depart. Fantastic fielding to get his team the 4th wicket.
Lovely throw there from the deep. Young Mohammed Yunus. And on the turn, Orkide Tuyisenge had a slight hesitance. And that's where he ended up losing the wicket. And lovely piece of glove work by the keeper. Nice little swivel and onto the stumps in a flash. Great team effort there by Team Tanzania. 77 on board for the loss of 3. For the loss of 4, I beg your pardon. And 14th over we're into. Wilson Nitanga still out there in the middle. The new man in is the skipper himself, Clinton Rubagumya.
I mentioned earlier, that man shot number 31. He has his first half century against Team Tanzania. We've seen him do it before. Can he be the man to play the long innings here to get them over that 150? Off the mark is the skipper, Clinton Rubagumya, after getting that 40 in their previous encounter. Pretty surprised by this movement. I would have loved to see Martin Akayezu coming in to see if he can get those boundaries you are asking for, Zaid.
Maybe the captain backs himself up to be rotating the strike here and get those boundaries as well. Sometimes the role of the lead character in your side might be carrying you away from reasonable plans and plots. Once again, very, very risky running between the wicket by these two. You've just lost a wicket to a run out. And once again, being very casual on the throw, struck hard by the ball on his way to the crease there. Yes, he made his ground, but the ball, he was in the path of the ball hitting the stumps. ended up getting hit by the ball, by the throw. Yalinde Morris is into his 4th over. He's given away only 20 runs, something the spinners of Team Rwanda should be taking note of. On the screen, you saw the spectators and one of the pioneers of cricket in Rwanda, Mr. Charles Harbour, not missing a single game here of the Rwandan side. Big supporter. He's been part of Cricket Rwanda from day one. Always proud of his side. It's great to see spectators come in and provide such support to the nation and the national team playing. It's great to see the positive impact for all the players. Swing and a miss there by the skipper, Clinton Rubagumya. And that's the end of Yalinde Morris's spell. He's bowled brilliantly despite not having picked up any wicket. He's given away only 20 runs to the Rwandan side.
Fantastic figures from the young Yalinde. Kanya, 6 overs to go, 81 for 4 is what the scoreboard reads. I'll tell you, Zaid, these dot balls are going to end up hurting Team Rwanda. Having struck only 6 boundaries with only 6 overs to come. See the captain there, Abik Patwa, having a chat with his opening bowler, Mohamed Yunus, who took a liking from the 24-year-old Kenneth Waiswa, smoking him all over the park, hitting him 30 runs in that over that changed the whole course of the game. Young Wilson Nitanga there, unbeaten, 32 off 32 with a strike rate of 100. The field is prayed for him. He's out there with the captain himself. Is he going to go bigger in this over, or is he going to keep rotating the strike? Soft hands, well played, straight to short third.
Speaking about that over by the Ugandans, Bob, I would love to see that over being replicated by other sides as well. What an exciting over that was. An over going for 30. Yes, I feel sorry for the bowlers. Nothing personal, but as a viewer, full entertainment. And a grab it is. Mohamed Yunus had a couple of goes at it, juggled it like a jellyfish in his hand. Butterfingers, but in the end, he holds on to it, and that brings a very short stay of the Rwanda skipper Clinton Rubagumya to an end. He faced just 3 deliveries, not happy with himself. Head down, heading back into the dugout. Not a productive day for him. And now we've got
There you go there from Yalinde. I beg your pardon, Yunus. Was it full up? Back to him in his follow through. Takes a little jugger there. Takes it on the 5th attempt. Not an easy catch to take, and especially when you're a fast bowler. But again, another batsman has to depart. No timing whatsoever from the captain, Clinton Rwagumya. And again, it's the lack of the momentum and the consistency. After getting that 40, he comes in, only goes for 1 run. Coming back to my point of the middle order batsmen, they've been struggling. Short ball straight away up over the fielder. It's the wicket keeper who had to cover a lot of ground. Ends up chipping in. Martin Akayezu, 2 runs, much needed for him. You can see the intentions are clear from Martin Akayezu. He wants to take on the young Yunus. Of course, later after the game, the only thing you can take back at the hotel are runs, Zaid. They need runs on board.
Well, speaking about the game, you've got to put up a score that you can defend. That's the whole objective of batting first. If you do not put the runs on board here, what exactly are you going to defend in the second innings? Getting that logic out of the way, the run inside has to go monster overs. They've got to get here if they're to put themselves anywhere in a comfortable position. And from the looks of it, it's going to be a horrible sight for the Rwandan bowlers, because they've not got enough runs in the bag to defend, and that makes their job that much difficult in the second innings.
And there you go, they bring in Ivan Selemani inside the ring at mid-off, and they send straight away young Yalinse for that particular scoop shot that Martin Akayezu attempted on the previous delivery. Short ball banged into short, catches the call, the 2 fielders converging, the captain himself takes a very comfortable catch. That ball, I'm telling you, it was hit in the orbit, but he kept his shaped eyes on the ball. Is the captain with all the experience he possesses, takes a very good catch to dismiss a very short stay of Martin Akayezu, who goes for 2 of 3 deliveries. Another batsman falls into a single digit.
Miles in the air that ball went, and loud and clear call by the skipper, Abik Patwa. Eyes on the ball all the way down, and a very confident catch in the end. No miscommunication whatsoever, and the wickets are tumbling, collapsing like a deck of cards.
I would love to call it the same old Rwandan fashion way of losing wickets in no time, and it's the middle order batsmen, as I mentioned earlier, Zaid. Number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7 not contributing for their side. They have, of course, a very big tournament, the Africa qualifiers, in 2 weeks. This would have been a very big opportunity for them to understand those combinations. We've seen this not the first time, not the second time, Zaid. We saw them earlier in their first game against Uganda, chasing 170, finding themselves at 92 for 2, Zaid, and they lost by 40 runs in that particular game, losing 7 wickets for just 11 runs.
Rwanda, not the best sides to capitalize on given opportunities on hand. They've failed multiple times, haven't been given the opportunity to one-up themselves and get better, but it's the same story. And the finger has been raised Wilson Nitanga, the only man with runs to his name, the highest scorer so far for the Rwandan side, heads down to the pavilion. The walk back to the pavilion is very, very identical. None of the batsmen have been walking back to the pavilion with their heads high because they haven't done much for their side today.
Takes a little shimmy down the wicket is young Wilson Nitanga, not getting closer to the ball. Calls for a wide swing. Very easy job there by Amara Givani, the wicketkeeper, being deceived by that shout from the deep square leg where Ivan Selemani shouted to the bowler, I want to be in action in the field. Let him hit. I'm ready to take the catches. And young Wilson Nitanga perishes. A wicket brings two, they say, but the moment you start picking those wickets in the middle order batsmen, they fall like dominoes, as my partner Innocent Daula normally says. As we see the introduction of the pace man, Zapibi Menyimana. He's been doing a fantastic job with the new cherry, picking up early wickets in the power play. He has He has 5 overs to deal with. Yesterday, they were given a very exact task. Can we see the long levers of Zapi Menyimana, who hasn't done much with the bat? He's out there with the all-rounder young Sebareme, up against the 18-year-old Omar Sheikh, who picks up a wicket in his first over. I'll tell you, this young man, Zaid, one of the all-rounders to watch out for the future, scoring the only century in the under 19 qualifiers back in Dar es Salaam.
You've got swing and a miss there by Big Zapi. The long levers mentioned by Bob Bashir Songa here in the commentary box. Sebareme, on the contrary, short, small package full of power and energy, and very quick between the wickets. Is Sebareme, takes on the arm. Very good running between the wickets by Sebareme. He will be feeling comfortable amongst the Tanzanians, as most of the Tanzanian batters, the fielders, are of the same stature here.
16 overs are done and dusted. 87 for 7 is what Rwanda managed to put on in the 16th over, having lost the toss and put in to have a bat first, turning out to be a very good toss to win for a big patois by the looks of the scoreboard and the runs. You look at that projected score, 109, with the abilities and skills and talent that they have is Ivan Selemani alongside the captain and that wicketkeeper batsman Amal Rajivan, who's been playing a very superb anchor role for his side. It will be a walk in the park for Team Tanzania if they don't cross that 130 at least, is Rwanda, as we see Yunus Mohammed to finish his quarter coming in from the Mount End. He's been very impressive, having picked 3 big wickets, going for only 17 runs. Yesterday, he had a very bad day in the office with the new cherry. Oh, what a pitch there. Looking for that outside edge of the bat over young Sebareme, looking to sneak in a single, but Zapi Menyimana is not the quickest. Telling Sebareme, you are the recognized batsman. You lead, I follow, is Zapi Menyimana. 87 for 7 after 16.1 Z. What do you reckon will be the final total, and the total you feel like Rwanda would stand a chance of getting yet another win in this tournament? Outside off there, gets that outside edge, but there's no fielder in that slip corridor as it flies to third man for a single, and Sebareme is off the mark, bringing Zapibi Menyimana with his long levers. I want to see how he is going to cope with this intelligent and disciplined bowling by young Yunus.
Being a fair combination of being optimistic and a realist, I'd like to stick to the projected high score and add 10-15 runs to that. So projected score is 108, 10 runs to that, 118. But again, defending that is all upon the sort of performances the bowlers put up. Team Tanzania will be looking forward to thrashing the side hard with the bat. They will come hard with the bat because they've got a double header. They've got Team Uganda to face in the afternoon. So this victory might be a momentum boost for their side so that they can take on Uganda in the afternoon comfortably.
Looking to be cheeky is Zapi Menyimana, no timing whatsoever. Will need to have at least bat on ball to stand a chance of rotating the strike. Smartly bowling there from young Yunus Mohammed. Talking about Uganda, who has played 5 games. They have won 5 out of 6 Zaid, having lost only 1 game against Tanzania in that thriller where it went down to the wire. In the air, catch is the call. Young Yalinde drops short at the fielder. They will be very happy to take on the 2 runs at these 2. Uganda with already 10 points after 6 matches, and Tanzania being the second, having played 5 games. They have managed to beat Uganda and Rwanda, having lost 3 with 4 points, and Rwanda, the host, at the bottom, only managing to get that win in their first encounter when they played Tanzania with only 2 points. Balls is slightly wideish. Zapi gets to the ball and into the line of the ball and gets yet another boundary. Much needed. As you heard loud and clear from the dugout, it was only one man clapping for that boundary. Eric Niomugabo doing the 12-man duty. There you go. That's Zapi Menyimana for you. He knows every contribution moving forward in the last 3 overs. He will have to bowl the new cherry. He will have a lot of work to do. We've seen so far young Yunus closing off his quarter with only 24 runs, moving at 6 runs and over and picking those 3 big wickets. Zed, he might be the game changer.
Rwanda side yet to get to the 100 mark. And again, that final delivery, just a hint of width on offer. And Zapi Bimenyimana with his long levers, like my partner mentioned, won't miss out on that party. Thrashes it in the extra cover region. Beautiful looking shot that was. And he's into the nets. Skillfully placed by Sebareme. We will need more of those, Bob.
Absolutely. Would love to take on the young Omar Sheikh. Takes a little shimmy there on one knee. I'm not sure I know that type of shot Zaid there. But more runs to the total for Team Rwanda. Much needed. 98 for 7. Can this be yet another big over for Team Rwanda? Switch hits. Back-to-back boundaries from young Sebareme. Love to see in their next games this young man being promoted at number 4 and given a different role. He's looked very intelligent compared to the other batsmen. There you go. He goes for his go-to shot, beating those 2 fielders at backward point and shot third. The field is electric, as Landry mentioned earlier yesterday. Anything that passes the fielder only plays second fiddle. Turning out to be a very good over for Team Rwanda. Can Umar Sheikh correct his lines and get this massive wicket of Sebareme, who's looking very dangerous Calls for a pull shot, catches the call. Is Takur Sanjay Buma, who takes an easy catch running to his right. Yes, Umar Sheikh comes back stronger and he wins the battle after being smoked 4 boundaries back to back. He picks up the wicket over Sebareme, who is departing yet to get to that double-digit mark. Is another batsman who is going back to the dugout.
Bob, very, very identical and typical of Sebareme. We've seen it plenty of times where he plays 2 fantastic looking shots, and the third one, you can almost second guess it, he's going to get out. And that's the same story today, no difference. We saw it last time. He struck a hat-trick of 6s and ended up losing his wicket to a catch in the same region. Today, having gotten those 2 boundaries, he got too greedy trying to pick up yet another boundary in the same regions, ending up losing his wicket.
Absolutely exposing the tailor is the batsman, the middle order batsman of Team Rwanda. Already we get to see the likes of Kubgimana Eric. Not much to talk about there on his stats. I would have loved to see Sebareme closing off the innings. You always want a batsman to play the last over. Fall ball knocks him over. That's exactly what we've been talking about. You do not want to leave out these bowlers to come and face the likes of Umar Sheikh, who is on a hat-trick in no time, courtesy of that big wicket of Sebareme. I just mentioned you'd love to have a batsman till the end. And the young man has to depart with the golden duck. Full ball there from Umar Sheikh. Smartly done. Surprise Yorker there from the left arm orthodox. Can he bag yet another hat trick? We've seen one so far from Kenneth Waiswa Tonsinga. Team Rwanda on their first game where he pulled off a haste. Having been at 92 for 2 after 10 was Team Rwanda. And there you go, Kenneth Waiswa came in and picked up that first hat-trick. And this young man, Umar Sheikh, is on a hat-trick. It's up against Emiru Kiriza, who is also an off-break in the side. Interestingly, there is no slip. He has not changed the field for the young Emiru Kiriza. I would love to see a slip in place. A short covers there to put pressure on the new batsman. Full ball down the leg. Can this be yet another boundary? Sanjay Takur Boom gives it a chase. Looking for the third one, but Rukiriza is not interested. Poor ball there. Honestly, being on a hat-trick and then you ball down the leg.
Takur Boom, not amongst the quickest of fielders there, but manages to keep it within the boundary. And you're right, Bob. Not a pretty looking delivery, that one. When you're looking for a hat-trick, opportunity goes begging. But again, the likes of Emil Rukiriza and Zapi Bimenyimana, not much you can expect out of that pair. Not sure anytime the Tanzanians might wrap up this innings to their liking. They're in a very, very comfortable position here.
104 there on your screens. 9 wickets down, 2 overs to go. It's Salum Jumbe to close off his quarter from the mound end. Very casual first innings here from Team Rwanda. Not what the doctor had asked for. As you see, the fans not even in the mood whatsoever. Full ball driven powerfully by Zapi Bimenyimana, looking for the second one. Direct hit. Oh, misses it by a whisker. And a fumble from Sanjay Takur Boom backing up. Gives Team Rwanda 3 runs to add to the total.
They stole that run, Bob, when Takur had the ball in his hand. That's how clumsy and lazy fielders can be is just unacceptable, I must say. Captain not happy with that effort, neither is the bowler. Makes it back comfortably, but risky, I must say. Next time around, that throw won't come that casual.
A big partner there, not the happiest man there at covers, telling his partner there, Ivan Selemana, tupa ball. Zed, I believe it means throw the ball. He is not the happiest. A little shimmy there from the young man. Direct hit. Bullseye goes missing. Yet again, that man is being the victim. The culprit is Sanjay Thakur. Boom. Every time he has backed up, he has had a fumble to earn Team Rwanda yet another run. So far, giving away 6 runs in the similar fashion is Sanjay Thakur. Boom. These two are running for everything.
That name has an effect to him. The boom in the end just keeps coming back like a boomerang. Lots and lots of sloppy fielding by Sanjay. Lots of work yet to be done on this standard cricketing stage. Certain things aren't acceptable.
Smart bowling there from the experienced Salum Jumbe. Seeing the young Emil taking a shimmy down and bangs it short. I would love to see him closing off with those deadliest yorkers he possesses. Oh, there you go. Misses it this time round. Straight to Ivan Selemani, very casually. Goes for a throw, run out chance there. Goes begging. To second time in the over. There you go. Look at the captain himself. Not very happy. They know they had their man Zapibi Menyimana twice in this over. These can be crucial runs. Zaid, we've seen teams losing by 1 run.
These runs, Bob, are not taken. They are stolen when the last wicket is in. And from the scoreboard, you could see Emil Rukiriza doesn't have much runs to talk about. But now you see them running between the wickets and picking up these very, very valuable runs to take it around that mark that I talked about earlier on. They've got to 113. There's 5 runs short of my predicted score.
Getting 10 runs off Salum Jumbe's last over of his quarter, giving away only 24 for 1 in his 4 overs. Very disciplined figures there from the experienced as we get to the last over of the first innings with the scoreboard reading 14 for 9. Zapibi Menyimana still unbeaten there at 11 alongside his partner Emil Rukiriza. How many more can they add to the total? It is a spin, of course, bowling the last over. Can this be the moment, Zaida? I would love to see this young man giving charge the likes of Zapi's long levers.
Can he tonk the ball around Gahanga? We've seen him do it before. He has done it plenty of times. Ball number 1 has gone to the parking lot. Exactly what Bob Bashir was talking about. Off a bounce it goes.
There you go, takes a shimmy, creates room, gets enough elevation and enough venom onto that one. 1 bounce for 4. Very good start from the young Emil Rukiriza. He has 5 deliveries. Can he get at least 2 more or 3 to add to the total to stand a chance of having something to fight for with the ball? Knowles will be having a lot of work to do with the spin in his 4 overs. He's been very impressive, leading the whole spin attack for Team Rwanda. 5 deliveries to come. It's Umar Sheikh Basha to ball in the air this time round. Not enough connection and timing. But Zapibi Menyimana is very happy to be on the other end. Can he also smokes 1 out of the park? Of course, there's a long on fielder, there's a deep mid wicket and a deep square leg, Ivan Selemani, and a deep long off. Calls for a big heave too is the call. They're taking on Salum Jumbe. And a fumble to earn them yet another single. Very sloppy in the field is Team Tanzania. Yes, they have restricted Rwanda below 130, but they've been very sloppy, giving away 26 runs in those misfields. Something they need to work on moving forward in the tournament.
Again, Bob, it's the pressure of the batsmen pushing those doubles. If the batsmen weren't running in hard, pushing for those doubles, the fielders will always take it casual and chuck it back. Down the ground. Fielder is there. They pick up just 2 runs. Everything beyond this point now is a bonus run to the Rwandan side. 121 comes on board. A run per ball plus from here on will be needed by the Tanzanian side in the second innings.
2 crucial legal deliveries to come. Zappi goes big and handsome. 6 more to add to the total. Big over here for Team Rwanda as the crowd has something to cheer for. I said earlier we haven't seen the likes of Zappi's long levers. He comes in, takes a liking onto the bowling of the young Umar Sheikh Basha. Not every time we see a spinner closing off the innings, and he's been given the treatment by these 2 bowlers. So far 15 runs, 1 legal delivery to go. Can Zappi yet clear the ropes? Short ball, rocks back straight to the scoreboard, and they close off the first innings with that boundary to bring the total to 133 is Team Rwanda. Fantastic cameo there from Zappi Bimenyimana. Dropped it short is Sheikh Basha. Zappi rocked back on the back foot. The outfielder is electric, and they end the first innings at 133 for 9 in their 20 overs at the current run rate of at a run rate of 6 runs and over. Of course, before we go into the summary there, you look at that. Not enough to talk about in those 3 top order batsmen, but it was Wilson Nijitanga stepping up 33 off 35 under. Orkide Tuyisenge with his 19 off 26. They had a pedestrian partnership there of 40 also. Nothing there from the captain himself. Martin Akayezu, same thing after facing 4 deliveries with these 2 runs. But that man, Zappi Bimenyimana, not out, striking it over 192 with his 25 runs. And the young man, Emil Rukiriza, 14 off 8 with the boundary to make sure his team get to the total of 133 for 9.
And there we have the partnerships. Not much in the top end, but we've got in the middle order to Orkide Tuisenge and Wilson Nitanga, a partnership, the backbone of the score on hand, 53 off 53, a run per ball, and 19 by Orkide Tuisenge and 30 by Wilson Nitanga in that contribution. Then a short partnership between Emmanuel Sebareme and Zappi Bimenyimana of 18 runs off 14 deliveries. And then towards the last partnership possible in the innings, Emil Rukiriza and Zappi Bimenyimana. Emil scoring 14 off 8 and Zappi's contribution being 17 off 5 with just 6 extras provided by the Tanzanian side.
And with the bowling there is that man there, the opening bowler, Mohamed Yunus, yet again leading from the front, giving away only 24 for his 3 wickets in his 4 overs with that impressive economy in a T20 short format of 6. And Salum Jumbe, yet again showing all the experience he possesses, picking up that big wicket and giving away only 24 runs. But look at those figures of the young Umar Sheikh. Yes, he picked up 3 wickets, but he is being very expensive, especially in the last over. And Sanjay Thakur Buma not very happy with himself with the ball, only bowling 1 over, giving away 14 runs. But look at the economy of the Yalinde Morins Kanya, wicketless, but with an economy of 5. Precious economy there from the youngster, with 6 extras in their 20 overs, restricting Team Rwanda to a total of 133. They will be needing 134. Zaid Kana. They have the likes of Big Patwa alongside Ivan Selemani and Amal Rajivan. This is going to be a very good contest. If there's something that Rwandans can do to pull off a haste, it is not a big total, but that partnership of 32 of 13 from Zapi and Imiru Kiriza can be a very key part in this game. Hello and welcome back for our chaser. Match day 5, game number 9 here at Gahanga International Cricket Ground. It is, of course, Ground B. There on your screens is the most destructive opening pair in this tournament, if not in the region. A big part of the captain, of course, alongside Ivan Selemani. A big patois with us so far in the tournament. 191 runs with the highest of 58 against Team Rwanda in their previous encounter, alongside his partner Ivan Selemani with 158 runs to the total, with the highest score of 59 in this tournament. They will be up against Zapi Bimenyimana, shot number 47, opening the bowling for Team Rwanda in the second innings from the Mount End. He's been very impressive, of course, with the ball, getting always a wicket or two in the power play. Of course, it's earlier Tanzania winning the toss and putting in Rwanda to bat, managing only 133 runs in their allotted 20 overs. 191, highest score of 58 is a big part with a strike rate of 125, averaging 38.20. Is the captain for you. They will be needing 134 in their next 120 deliveries. Is Team Tanzania a third man in place under deep extra cover at the two fielders outside the ring? He will be bowling slightly outside off. Oh, there you go. Some shape up front from the big man, tall lad Zapibi Menyimana. He has a slip in place. Eric Dusingizimana not having a very good day with the bat after departing, only scoring 6 runs. Is shot number 51, Eric Dusingizimana. Zapi starting with one. Shaping away from the right-hander, Abik Patwa. There is protection for his signature shot, the uppercut. Same line, same delivery. Abik Patwa looking at the umpire, waiting for that signal of wide, but Uganda international Norbert Abi stands firm there still. Zapi, of course, being the man to make sure his team gets to that 133, courtesy of that partnership of 30 of 12 deliveries with his partner Emir Rukiriza. Uppercut there, straight to the young man Emir Rukiriza at third man, wideish third man for that particular shot of Abik Patwa, who gets off the mark, and Team Tanzania in the chase. Ivan being on the strike, they bring in the deep extra cover fielder, they send Clinton himself at long off. I'd love to see Zapibi Menyimana forcing Ivan Selemani to play him to the bigger part of the ground where the captain is at the boundary. What a pitch of delivery there from Zapibi Menyimana to draw the first blood. Back-to-back golden ducks for Ivan Selemani, getting out in the same fashion. Fast delivery, fast up from Zapibi Menyimana, cross him, takes off that healthy outside edge straight to the wicketkeeper Didier Ndikubwimana. He is livid with himself after bagging the second golden duck back-to-back is Ivan Selemani. Of course, I won't be alone in the commentary box as I welcome Zaid Khan for the chase. Welcome back, Zaid. What do you make of this chase? And Zapi being the man yet again leading from the front, picking up a wicket in the power play and in his first over.
Much needed there by Zapi Bimenyimana. Cometh the time, cometh the day, cometh the man. Zapi Bimenyimana picking up the first wicket, taking the big fish out. Ivan Selemani, he'll have lots to look back upon. Consecutive ducks for him, and this is the sort of start Rwanda expected from the bowlers to defend such a total, and now knowing they've got to take care of the captain Abik Patwa now.
Fantastic bowling there up front from Zapibi Menyimana, making sure that Abik Patwa and Ivan Selemani don't settle. Of course, those two, and when you add Amara Jivani, they have contributed 586 runs for their side. Zaid, that's Zapi for you with a new cherry. Up against Jatin, who was brought back into the side. Jatin Singh, let it go. He is getting some movement, interestingly. The fast bowler we've seen so far on this particular pitch, getting something out of that pitch, I believe, courtesy of the breeze blowing here at the second ground at Gahanga International Cricket Ground.
Yes, definitely, Bob. The conditions being much cooler than the rest of the days that the games have been played here at Gahanga. The ball is getting some movement in the air as well as off the pitch. And Zapibi Menyimana using that to gain that first wicket for Team Rwanda. Tanzania score of 2, having lost 1 wicket. End of the first over. What an over that was by Zapibi Menyimana, Bob.
Fantastic spell. That's Zapi for you with the new cherry, giving away only 2 runs and the big fish, Ivan Selemani. Who will be sharing the new cherry with the young Kubgimana. Eric was brought back into the side. Coming in from the road end. As I mentioned earlier, we won't be alone in the commentary box. We'll be joined by the likes of one of the pioneers of Rwanda cricket, Charles Harbour, later on, alongside the former women's national team, Sarah Uwera, who is also here in the crowd. But now, I would like to welcome the young man with the heart of a lion, the under 19 captain of Tanzania, Johnson Nyambo. Welcome, Johnson. First wicket down and the big one over Ivan Selemani. What do you make of this chase, having restricted Rwanda to 133? Do you think it's a very good total for you guys to chase down, having lost Ivan for a golden duck? Kubgimana there, bowling some tight lines. As I was asking, what do you make of this chase, Mr. Johnson Nyambo?
We have a lineup. We have a good lineup betting. Amal, tuna lineup nzuri ya betting. Amal bado hajaingia. Tunahitaji partnership 2-3 hapa na tunaweza kuchase hiyo score bado.
You had the man Johnson, and Johnson, we haven't seen you play in this tournament so far. Can you tell us the main reason? We saw you having a very good tournament with the bat, not with the whole team, as you ended up being on the bottom. But positives taken from that tournament moving forward. When are we expecting to see you here?
Bado tuna mechi kadhaa za kucheza kama 6 zijazo. Kocha atanipa chance. Hizi mechi zingine sijacheza kwa sababu hii ni senior team, bado wachezaji wengi wazuri wapo wanacheza. Lakini bado mechi 6, kocha atanipa chance tu.
You had the man, he is waiting for that chance. And Johnson, what are you going to bring if given that chance? What are you going to bring into the side?
Kukaa nje unajifunza vitu vingi ili ukiingia pale ndani unajua nini kinahitajika, situation zote. Kwa unaelewa zaidi kutoka hapa nje. Kwa nikiingia pale ndani nakuwa naelewa nini kinahitajika zaidi na kufuata maelekezo ya kocha.
And looking at these two, Chitin being in the side for the first time and the captain himself leading the batting chart with 192 runs, who do you think is going to be the batsman to make sure you get over that 134?
It's a big Patwa. Captain a big Patwa ndo atacheza kwa sababu tournament yupo kwenye form. Kila mechi ukiangalia 30, 40, 50 lazima. Kwa hiyo a big Patwa anacheza kwa responsibility, atahakikisha anamaliza game peke yake pale ndani.
You had the man peke yake. I believe it means he will finish off the chase alone. Smartly bowling there from the young Kubgimana Eric, giving away only 1 run in his 4 deliveries. Can he yet pick up a wicket as his partner did? Up, but there's protection. Orkide to Yisenge at deep point to close it off to only 1 run to bring Jitin Singh on strike. Very good bowling up front from Kubgimana's first over. Exactly what we call bowling in pairs. Zapi coming in, picking the big wicket and giving away only 2 runs. And the young man so far has managed to carry down to 2 runs in his first 5 deliveries. Last ball coming from the road end is Kubgimana Eric. Oh, goodness me. There you go. And a feather to that, straight to the wicket keeper's hands. And he closes off his first over, the second of the chase, with a wicket over Jitin Singh. I might have spoken too early. Zed, they say this is the commentator's curse. But tighty lines bowled by Kugimana Eric, bowling in pairs, I just mentioned, as we see Jitin goes back into the dugout, only facing 4 deliveries for his 2 runs. He needs to think about that. Look at that on the replay there, Johnson Nyambo. He is a youngster. He is a 19-year-old. Balls it slightly away from his reach. I'm not sure why Jitin was trying to go for that wide-ish delivery after losing Ivan Selemani for a golden duck. I believe Jitin would have let that one go and then see if he can build a partnership with his captain. As we see, Amar Rajivani, one of the most complete batsmen in this region, joining the captain himself. What do you think, from your own point of view, would have been done by Jitin Singh on that last delivery?
Na kwa upande wangu mimi nafikiri kwa hiyo Jitin ni favorite shot yake. Kwa hiyo naweza kusema ni bahati mbaya kwa upande wake. Lakini hiyo ni favorite shot yake, anaupenda kucheza kila siku. Hiyo ilikuwa ni mpira mbaya nje. Ni yeye tu labda tuseme amecheza vibaya shot yake, lakini Amal kaingia sasa hivi ataweza kumcover Jitin.
Okay, you had the man as we also let Johnson Nyambo go find the team in the dugout. Thank you, Johnson. We wish you all the best. We hope to see you in your next game. 2 overs down the road, 4 for 2 is what the scoreboard reads. Dream start here, Z, for Team Rwanda with the ball.
Absolutely. Second over, second wicket goes down for Team Tanzania. Coming back into the competition with the ball is the Rwandan side. The captains and the coaches must be loving this effort by the bowlers. They've come up with a plan and the execution has been remarkable, resulting into big wickets. That man Ivan, as we've seen him through the tournament, can take the game away from you, has gone away without troubling the scorers today in same fashion as that of yesterday. Takes a top edge, lucky this time around. It finds its way to the boundary ropes in no time.
Much needed boundary there from a big batter to release the pressure after losing 2 big wickets. Bangs it very short is PB Menyimana. No protection whatsoever to that particular region, deep square leg and deep mid wicket. But he backs up with his short ball, gets a healthy top edge that flies all the way to the boundary. Very good thinking there from Zapi Menyimana. We saw earlier Salum Jumbe do the same thing, picking up that big wicket over Kevin Irakoze, who had also gotten a top edge that went to the boundary. Oh, goodness, there you go. That's Zapi for you. Balls a short ball and comes back with one. Slightly outside his reach is a big patois, but what a take from the young man, Didier Ndikubwimana, the vice captain, who chips in a very good dive. If you are watching live, that's not a plain. That's Didier for you, Ndikubwimana. He didn't have a very good day with the bat, but he comes back with the gloves to take that splendid catch to dismiss the captain, a big patois, who is leading the batting chart with 194 runs. 3 wickets down in just 3.2 overs.
Instinctive dive there by the young man. Full body stretch. Makes it look so easy there. With the pace by Zabibi Menyimana, it's never easy getting hold of those ones. And he made sure the ball was stuck into the gloves as he went down. Massive wicket. The Tanzanian skipper has to find his way back to the dugout. And all sorts of trouble for Team Tanzania here, having lost 3 wickets without reaching to double figures. Bob.
That was the moral of the story of the whole Rwandan batting side. But Zaid, remember we talked about that cameo from that man, shot number 47, Zapibi Menyimana, there at the end of the first innings. It might be Danny Knock, as he also comes back with the ball, make that 10 wickets in the tournament for the tall lad Zapiwe Menyimana. Look at those figures, 6 for 2 already in 1.3. Figures you cannot buy in any supermarket around here in Gahanga. Kitunda Omar takes off. What a gem of delivery was that from Zapi. We didn't see much with the Tanzanian bowlers, but Zapiwe Menyimana playing for Rwanda, taking the advantage, using the home conditions very well is Zapiwe Menyimana.
Necessity bringing the best out of the tall lad. Of recent games, he's been experimenting with the variation of pace, but this time around, giving it all he's got, pumping the pace into the pitch, and it takes off. It's taken the edges twice. 2 big wickets have fallen to his feet as he comes in for the final delivery there. Back-to-back dot balls. Just that odd boundary that went off the top edge of Abik Patwa earlier this over. And right after that, he nicked one into the safe gloves of Didier.
Well played there from the wicketkeeper batsman Omar Kitunda, letting that go after losing 3 wickets. He is now in a hurry. He knows he has to build a partnership also with his partner Amar Rajivan. Rwanda have lost 3 wickets in almost the same fashion, but they had put on a score of 36 the moment they lost those 3 top order batsmen. But this time round, Tanzania has been put on the back foot, courtesy of Zapiwe Menyimana and the young Kubgimana. Eric finishing his second over, giving away only 6 runs is Zapiwe Menyimana. Would love to see now the captain if he's going to let Zapi ball his third over. So far, we've seen Ali Kimote Mpeka bowling 4 overs on a trot.
He's been bowling exceptionally well, especially with a low target here. But with such wickets collapsing, that small target will end up seeming like a very, very tall peak to climb for the Tanzanians here, having lost their key batsman early on. And the paceman getting good bargain out of the pitch here. It tends to get off the surface with that extra zippiness to it. Another person would be really interesting to watch. And so will these people on the screen you see there. All the supporters of the home side turning up to watch this very exciting game between Rwanda and Tanzania here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium, courtesy of our proud sponsors Dafabet and East Africa Trophy, produced by Rwanda Cricket Association. Eric Kubwimana back into the attack from the road end.
Impressive fast over from the young lad. A little shimmy from Amara Jivan looking to sneak in a single batter. Emmanuel Semareme there at point is electric. One of the most agile, complete athletes. You do not want to take him on with those quick singles.
The very, very impressive change by the bowlers I've witnessed today, Bob, has been the shot line being directed into the body rather than providing width to the batsman. That's this sort of... And again, this time around, gets full connection. Almost expecting it to come in that direction, goes onto the back foot and plants it onto the leg side for a boundary. Lovely looking shot that by Amal Rajivan. Aggression being provided there.
Very good technique said there. When you look at that shot, he rocked back into the crease, expecting the short ball that he gave very good treatment. Goes back again, soft Tanza. Smart batting from Amara Jivan. Direct hit from Emmanuel Severim, unnecessarily done by the young lad. And the ball races away all the way to the boundary. We'll love to see that sign from the umpire. These have to be 5 runs to the total. Unnecessarily done by Emmanuel Severime there at point.
And again, thinking about it, Zapi Bimenyimana from one end has bowled a brilliant inning, has bowled a brilliant over, and his partner Eric Kubimana from the road end has to come in and back him up, support him through that role. You cannot give out that many runs when your partner is doing so well from the opposite end. You've got to work and hunt in pairs.
Of course, as we mentioned earlier, we won't be alone in the commentary box. As we had in that previous first over, the young Johnson Nyambo, the under 19 captain. Out of his reach is Kungimana Eric, white signaled by the female international Veronica Iriho. Of course, I'll be joined by the pioneer of Rwanda cricket, Mr. Charles Haba, the man you've been looking at there on your screens. Every time Rwanda plays, he's always out here, ready to support his team. Second wide ball in the over from Kugimana Eric, who's looking to be struggling with his line and length after an impressive over where he picked up a wicket of Jitin Singh. Comes back to ball his second over, balls one shot that was punished by Amar Rajivani, and comes back with 2 back-to-back wides. Yes, he has a slip in place. You can see the plan is on to try and see if he can get that outside edge over the bat of Mohammed Kitunda Omar Mudi. 2 wicketkeeper batsmen at the crease at the moment for Team Tanzania. Full ball in the air, beats the fielder Kevin Irakoze on his left. No chance whatsoever. It takes seconds to reach the boundary. That's Kitunda for you. You ball in his arc. He won't hesitate to take you on. We're still in the power play. Only 2 fielders are allowed outside the ring. And these 2 are trying to capitalize on that, making good use of that opportunity. Turning out to be a very big, expensive over from Kugimana Eric, the young lad. Giving away 17 so far in his 1.4 overs after picking that big wicket of Jitin Singh. Short ball catch is the call. But the only person who can catch that is the cameraman there at the mound. First maximum comes off the blade over Mohammed Omar Kitunda. The intentions are clear. Yes, they have lost 3 wickets, but these 2 are not holding back, making sure they take on those looseners from the young Eric. Short ball, his deck had enough time in the world to rock back and pull that, sending it all the way to the mound. Very expensive over here, as I also welcome Charles Haber. Welcome back, Charles.
Good afternoon, Bob.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charles. 3.5 overs in the chase. Short ball again, outside off. Straight to the fielder, Orkide Tuisenge there at deep extra cover looking for a second one, but Amara Jivan sends back his partner Omar Kitunda, telling him, hold your horses, young man. We got the runs in this over. And with that single brings us to the end of the 4th over with the scoreboard reading 29 for 3 after 4. Mr. Charles Haber, I also take this opportunity to ask you a couple of questions. We've seen you from day one. Every time Rwanda plays, you're one of the earliest people that come here at Gahanga. First of all, what do you make of this target having been put in? Is Rwanda to bat first and getting to 133, setting a target of 134. So far, they have picked up 3 wickets inside the power play with the scoreboard reading 30 runs with these 2 new batsmen at the crease looking to build a partnership. What do you make of this, Chase?
Well, I think the Rwandan batsmen, especially the lower order and the tail, did very well to get to 130. Bit of a spot of bother with the top being 30 for 3, and the middle order not getting any decent stats. A little interesting cameo from Zappi towards the end. But under normal circumstances, 130 would be a defendable score, fighting score. When you're defending such a low score on a ground that has been known to get 160 plus, you're very grateful when you have early wickets, which is what the Rwandan bowlers have done. So kudos to the start from the bowlers, and let's see how it turns out.
Very good bowling there from Zapibi Menyimana, who's been trusted by the captain to bowl his third over on the trot. He will need to have a wicket or two. He has a slip in place, a deep extra cover fielder. Lovely bowling there from Zapibi Menyimana. And Mr. Charles Saba have been part of the first ever national side of Rwanda. When you look at this current squad, averaging 22 years of age, when you remove the 36-year-old Eric Dusingizimana, who is also aging like a fine wine. What do you make of this squad? You've seen all the national teams down the road. Where do you see these young men in the future?
It's really very humbling, to say the least. If you look a few years back, not too long ago, the heavy reliance on players in their 30s making the squads, and today the reverse being true, that a player in his 30s will struggle to find his way into this side, and purely on merit. So I think the guys at RCA, the development officers, the coaches have done a fabulous job in terms of giving opportunities to the young men, and the young boys have really seized the opportunity with both hands. So the future is extremely bright. You look at some of these young guys who are in their early 20s, the 20-year-olds, and you look at the number of cups that they have, guys like Didier, Martin. The future is indeed bright, as I said earlier, Bob. Yeah.
Coming back to that young lad, Didier Ndikubwimana, 19-year-old, who's also been promoted to be the vice captain. He will be leading the team as the captain in the Africa Cup qualifiers in the next 2 weeks. Clinton this time around missing out. A young boy like Didier, how impressed are you? You've watched him evolve into a mature batsman.
Didier is leading a pack of players there, you see, who are really hungry to play and who have quite a number of caps, a few caps behind them. But Didier, looking at the way he has batted throughout the tournament so far, I think he's in the top 4 batsmen right now. He's very expressive. He bats in the top order. He opens the batting for Rwanda. He's playing big shots. He's being innovative. He pulls it well. He scoops it well. He reverses it. He's very unconventional. And today he's taken probably so far the catch of the tournament, that diving almost towards third slip of that Zappi catch. He's a good lad to watch. He's very active in the field. Quite bubbly. It's very impressive to watch.
Changing bowling as the captain himself brings himself from the road end. Soft hands from Amara Jivanna. He'll keep the scoreboard ticking. That's the kind of quality player he is. He's been the anchor of the Tanzanian side, making sure all the batsmen play around him. He has a 57 as the highest score against Team Rwanda in this tournament. I believe it will be the very big wicket that Rwanda is looking to get. to see if they can break that backbone of Team Tanzania batting lineup. We've seen on a couple of games their middle order batsmen have not contributed much. It has been the top order batsmen beaten by the turn is Martin Akayezu to give Omar Kitunda yet another single. Moving at 6 runs and over. Much needed for Team Tanzania, trying to stabilize the innings at these two wicketkeeper batsmen at the crease. Omar Kitunda with the high score of 41. He hasn't converted those scores into big ones. Cheeky, but straight to the field at third man. Fantastic batting from these two. And looking at this team and this side of Rwanda, who do you think has really impacted in the games they have won, or even the games they have gotten closer? We saw the other game where they were 90 for 2, chasing 150 something, playing Uganda. Who do you think has really impacted in their game?
I mean, looking at the entire team, everybody has literally had their go at the opportunities and has impacted differently. And that actually is a very good thing, because, you know, at the top, if Didier and Eric are not able to fire, you've seen how the gamble of the pinch hitter Keve has worked. You've also seen how Mr. Dependable Orchide can give you quick runs. We are yet to see Martin produce anything with the bat, but yesterday with the game against Uganda, he was the most economical bowler, going at under 5 and over, even though he was wicketless for his 4-over spell. You know, Emil has been phenomenal when he's gotten the ball in his hands, and all the others. So it's all the 13 or so players. It's very unfortunate that we lost Inyas earlier in the tournament, but each and every player literally has contributed in one way or another. So which is really moving forward. They have the boys have a busy schedule coming up, so you can see that the coach Lee Booth has his work cut out. It's very impressive. But I want to go back a little bit, Bob, to the young boys, and whom I want to call the golden generation. In the next 5-6 years, you can really see that this crop of players will take Rwanda to the next level. Yeah.
You had the man. It's an all-round show. One of the reasons Uganda is sitting at the top comfortably after playing 6 games, winning 5 out of those ones is the all-round show. We've seen their opening batsmen giving them a very good power play. And we've seen their middle order batsmen, Kenneth Waiswa, Alpesh Ramjani, contributing to those totals they've managed to post. And we've seen the all-round show in the bowling. Kenneth Waiswa, we saw yesterday, that young lad, 24-year-old, getting back Uganda in the game after being put on the back foot by the Tanzanians with 114 for 4. He came in, he stabilized alongside Simon Sesazi to make sure Uganda posted 176 to stand a chance to beat Tanzania. Something I agree with you 100%. Would love to see the likes of Martin Akayezu. He has scored a 50 off 18 internationally. We haven't seen Clinton unleashing all the skills and the talent he has. We've seen today Zapibi Menyimana contributing with the bat there to close it off, to make sure they have something to fight for with the ball. We haven't seen Sebareme, young Sebareme, who is also a very good complete all-rounder. And again, when you talk about the coach, Lee Booth. You can see he's trying out a lot of things to see if he can get the right combinations to make sure he has a very good team to take to the Africa Cup qualifiers next month. End of the power play, 37 for 3, as we see the introduction of Martin Akayezu. Starts with a short ball, run out chance there. Eric is very smart enough. He saw there was no backup. He didn't fire in that throw. Martin Akayezu yesterday was very impressive, bowling 4 overs in a game where Rwanda went for 190 odd runs. He had an economy of 6. Can he replicate that spell? Short ball slightly away, cuts it, not enough venom, straight to the fielder at point. Sebareme Emmanuel. Coming back to you coming here to support the Rwanda national side, what really motivates you? It is a working day here in Rwanda. Friday, we've seen you on Mondays, we've seen you on Tuesdays. What really motivates you to come and cheer for these young lads? That's Martin Akayezu for you. He goes for that deadliest yoka, middle stab, cut wheeling. And guess who's back into the heart? It is the most complete batsman, Amar Rajivani, who has to depart. Big wicket, a change in bowling from the captain Clinton, bringing Martin Akayezu, who had some impressive figures yesterday, going for only 6 runs and over. He comes back, balls one slightly away from the reach of Amar Rajivani, who didn't have enough elevation on that shot, and spears in a nin swing, sharp yoker there. No chance whatsoever from Amar Rajivan to play that one. We've seen him do that before, getting rid of Ronak Patel in their previous game. And he gets the big fish of Amar Rajivan. 4 wickets down, 37 runs on board after 6.3. Martin Akayezu yet to concede a run and picking up that big wicket. As we see the youngster out the crease. Sheikh Basha, the only player who scored a century in the Under-19 World Cup qualifiers back in Dar es Salaam. They would love to see him build a partnership or two alongside his senior batsman, Mohamed Omar Kitunda, who was also part of the South Africa high performance last 2 months. Left hand, right hand combination comes into play. We've seen this combination giving a very hard time to the opposition side. They would love to pick up his wicket before he unleashes his talent and skills. Nothing to talk about there. 5 matches, only 10 runs in this tournament. He's up against the speed star, Martin Akayezu, making sure Inyasi Nirenganya, who we wish a quick recovery, is not being missed.
Fantastic yoker there from Martin. No chance at all for the batsman. Bob, I'm sure you got your answer of why I come to watch every day.
Absolutely. That was an unplayable beauty of Martin Akayezu. What a carry there from Martin Akayezu. The Rwandan bowlers are getting some carry off this wicket. Yesterday and in the first innings, we didn't see much from the wicket, but they've made sure they're using the home conditions very well at these young lads who are looking to yet again pick up a win against Team Tanzania. They picked up their first win in the first edition of the East African T20 Cup last December, courtesy of that young lad Wilson Nitanga getting to that first half century. And then they picked up their second win, I beg your pardon, in their first win in this tournament against Tanzania. Misfield again. Very casual there from the big lad, Kevin Irakoze. He had all the time in the world to aim to that stump, and he misses it completely. But very good backing up there from the captain himself, Clinton Rubagumia, who is not happy whatsoever, telling his players, we just need dot balls.
There's one particular area that I think Rwanda needs to improve is the fielding. You can see some of those shies, the pickups are They're a little slower than they should be. That's one particular area that I would really be happy if if RCA considered hiring a specialist fielding coach. I think it would make such a big difference because the fielding standards can be better.
I agree with you. We saw them yesterday being very sloppy in the field, giving away almost 30 plus odd runs in the midfield. Change of bowling yet again from the road end. None other than young Sebareme. 40 for 4 after 7, moving at 5 runs and over. Record run rate has gone up to 7. They would love to bowl more dot balls to create more pressure. We've seen dot balls are creating wickets.
I think the worry that Rwanda should be having is not really around the run rate, but when you're defending such a relatively small score on such a ground, you really want the wickets. And there's 4 in the bag. 1 or 2 more would make things very interesting for Rwanda. Tanzania wouldn't be too worried about the run rate because it's still quite reachable. But wickets are the ones that are going to be key to influence this result.
Very well said there. I believe one of the reasons we're still seeing a sleep in place. But again, I would love to see the captain setting a very attacking field for the new batsman, the young Omar Sheikh Basha, to see if they can create a wicket from that field setting. So far, there are lots of runs. They have opened up the whole field. You can look at that mid-wicket region. Those are easy 2 runs as the 3 fielders are on the ropes, mid-wicket, deep square leg, and a deep long on. Look at here in front of us here, Mr. Charles Saba. I believe even you can get a single in that particular region.
Clearly, you haven't seen me batting in a while. My scoring areas, not too long ago, during our old-timer Bakamga games, usually give the opposing captain a little bit of a nightmare in terms of where to place his fielders.
Loud appeal there from young Sebareme, and guess what? The umpire Veronica Iriho raises her finger. Omar Kitunda goes for a sweep shot. He is not happy. He shakes his head as he walks back with a smile on his face. We'll have to look at that on the replay once again. Doesn't look to be very convinced, but he can only do one job, which is get bat on ball. The rest is for the umpires. There you go on the replay. Flighted delivery there. Very easy decision there from the umpire. He had covered everything. Is Mohamed Omar Kitunda. No bat whatsoever on that one as Rwanda picks up yet another wicket. Make it 5 down. They haven't crossed 50 runs is Team Tanzania as we see the introduction of Ali Mpeka Kimote needing 93 off 75. I would love Mr. Charles Hubbard to take us through with his commentating skills. Not now. As a fan, you got to be very neutral in these couple of overs, sir. Those there, all the way from Uganda, saying, you are sounding like a pro commentator. Now is the time, Mr. Deus. The man is here himself to take you through these couple of overs. 7.3 down the road, 41 for 5. Already halfway the wickets of the Tanzanian side. Kimote up against Sebareme. Rocks back on the back foot. Another misfield. You talked about this, Charles Saba, as the ball races away to the boundary. Unnecessarily done there from the young lad. Who's blaming? I'm not sure who he's blaming. He's talking to the wicket-keeper batsman. Didier Ndikubwimana, who is not even interested.
Yeah, as I said earlier on, at this level, you really cannot afford to be sloppy. It's totally inexcusable to be, letting go of runs like that, especially when you're defending a low score. And you are an international cricketer. The highest standards are expected of you. Yeah, so it's something really that the boys need to work on. Yeah.
I agree with you. At these standards, having a tournament in South Africa in less than 2 weeks, they have a qualifier in Namibia later in the year. They will need to work really very hard in their fielding skills. Talking about those tournaments that Team Rwanda have, I've noticed that they also have to work on that short ball ploy because they've been missing out on those ones. Moja 2 is the call from Eric Dusingizimana there in the slips, chapping these new batsmen at the crease. They play together, that man Ali Pekka Kimote at the under 19 level. And with that single down the fielder at long on brings us to the end of the 8th over with the scoreboard reading 47 for 5. They will need to pick up a wicket or two if they are to stand a chance of getting their second win in this tournament. Is Team Rwanda. Uganda there having their early lunch. They have a game this afternoon. They will be clashing with Team Tanzania. Uganda, on the other hand, sitting on the top of the table with 10 points. They're just 3 wins away of defending this Dafabet East Africa T20 Cup. They've been sensational with the ball, with the bat, and with the ball, with the fielding, of course. Into the pads, flicked away, but straight to the captain, Clinton Rubagumya, very casually. Very good comeback here from Martin Akayezu after those horrible first spell in the first games. Comes back yesterday against a top quality batting lineup of Uganda, giving away only 24 runs. And now he comes back in his first very over, picking up the massive wicket of Amara Jivan. You can see the intentions are clear. He's going for the block hole. The message have been sent out to Martin Akayezu. They have scored 80% of the runs of his bowling have been short balls. And every time he has bowled into the block hole, those Yorkers has picked up a wicket. Something he has to work on moving forward. Of course, he has the pace. It's going to be very hard for the batsman to get the bat down in time. As we just saw that man, Amal Rajivan, depart.
Martin's pace is he bowls some sheer raw pace, and I wouldn't be very surprised if he's one of the quickest we have in Eastern Africa, because the things that he's able to, the pace that he's able to generate has troubled literally all the batsmen we have in our region. I think what he needs more to work on is wicket-taking balls. He has a lethal Yorker, but on the ball that he nips, he needs to be able to make sure that he lures the batsman into playing the shot. All the wickets that Zappi took off his pace, he tempted the batsman to score, and Didier behind the stumps did the rest of the work. So Martin needs to be able to emulate that with his bouncers. Yeah.
Very well said there, Mr. Charles Haba. But again, you got to trust the process, as Mr. Leonard always say. These are young lads. Yesterday was his birthday, Martin Akayezu, 22-year-old, with this sheer raw pace, as you mentioned. One of the players to watch out for the future. $51 for 5 after 8.4. Moving at 5 runs is Team Tanzania. As I mentioned earlier, they will need an innings like the one of that young man, Kenneth Waiswa, or even that little cameo towards the end of the first innings from Zapibi Menyumana and young Emiru Kiriza. There you go. That's the Yoka. Well played by Alimpeka Kimoto. This ball is racing away. Chase is on by Emiru Kiriza, who cuts it down to 2 runs. Very good fielding from the young lad here, shot number 23, who also made his debut back in the Continental Cup, picking up 3 wickets with the wicket of Collins Obia on debut. What a debut from the youngster here, Mr. Charles Haber.
Yeah, said it before when we were seated in the fans' corner that with these Rwandan boys, you give them half a chance and they'll grab it with both hands. So that's the thing about being young. You have nothing to lose. You can only throw your entire body to the ball, and you'll definitely end up with a good result.
End of the 9th over, 55 for 5. As you see the crowd there, the former women's national team captain Sarah Uwera there, who will also be joining us later in the innings to share with us his injury. He has the qualifiers later in December in Uganda. Sebarime to continue from the road end. 55 for 5 after picking that big wicket of Omar Kitunda. He's up against the left-hand, right-hand combination. Umar Sheikh Basha, mentioned earlier, he's one of the players to watch out for Tanzania in the future, having scored the only century in the Under-19 World Cup qualifiers. Rocks back on the back foot, but there's protection, a deep extra cover who cuts it off to only 1, which gives Sebareme a very big chance as he will be bowling it into the right-hander, where the right-hander will need to hit a massive 6. It is the bigger part of the grounder. There is Captain Clinton at deep mid-wicket, deep square leg fielder Kubgiman Eric and Emiru Kiriza. The safest pairs of hands are protecting the onside. Smartly done by Emmanuel Sebarebe there. A little bit of chop there from the big lad Eric to the batsman. Well played there from Alimpeka Kimote, playing it down the ground. Keeping the scoreboard ticking, something they will love to keep doing. These two now, this is the time where they will love to stabilize the innings and the chase. Put on a partnership of 20 plus with Salum Jumbe, the left-hand batsman. He can also hit the cricket ball a mile. A little shimmy down the ground, straight to Emiru Kiriza, yet again a deep extra. They would love to put on a partnership here to see if they can bring back the game into their side after being put on the back foot inside 10 overs by the Rwandan bowlers, having picked 5 big wickets. As I mentioned earlier, when you look at the statistics, the middle order batsmen of Tanzania haven't contributed much. They would love to see Alimpeka Kimote getting to his career best in this chase, alongside the young Sheikh Basha, who made his debut in this tournament.
It's a very interesting moment as we come to the halfway mark. All the bowlers have been fairly economical. I wouldn't say the game is out of the reach of the Tanzanians. Halfway the mark, they need 76 runs. Very doable with 5 wickets in hand. Very doable with especially the way they are going. It's very interesting. I don't think throughout the whole tournament Clinton has given the ball to Kevin this late. This is the latest he has bowled. But I guess that was very strategic because his quick bowlers have been doing well throughout the first half of the tournament. So with the exception of the 2 overs that Emmanuel Sebareme has bowled, The rest have been to the quickies, and they've done a good job. So I think this will probably call upon the Tanzanian batsmen to free their hands, and let's see what comes out of it.
I agree with you. The equation is very possible and reachable. 75 of 60 deliveries. As I also take this opportunity to ask you the last question. What message would you send to the fans out there here in the country watching from their TVs? Do you think if they come here, there's a lot of action to be played, a lot of games? We're only halfway the stage of the tournament. What message can you send out there from the people to come and support the young lads here?
I think it's not only about this tournament or this particular team. The boys would do well with coming, with having fans around them. I guess it feels well when you see people around the stadium watching you. But you know, people are stuck at work. The kind of comments you have on WhatsApp, you know, people are glued to their screens. From all over the world. People are in Canada, people are in Germany, people in different parts of the world following the game and making comments. So the levels of passion are high. The levels of support are really quite impressive. Sometimes the comments come off as a bit stinging. Just as we said about the wickets, and another one falls, Bob.
It's Kevin Irakoze who's been brought into the attack straight away. Simple things from the bowlers today. I must say I'm very impressed with the way they've come up with the bowling. He was very expensive yesterday. He bowls it slightly fuller, letting Umar Sheikh bash hit into the wind and to the longer boundary where Emiro Kiriza takes a very comfortable catch. Smartly done there by Kevin Irakoze. Tossed up delivery, tempting delivery there. He didn't hold back either. Umar Sheikh, easy catch there from Emiro Kiriza. Make that 5 catches in the tournament from the young lad. And I love the celebration of Emiro Kiriza. He makes sure he enjoys the moment. 60 for 6 after 10.4. And we see the introduction of Sanjay Thakur Boom.
I think the boys, the Ronan boys have turned up today. I don't think it's entirely coincidental that you have Arsenal branded Visit Rwanda. The same way you don't know which Arsenal team will show up, it's the same way you don't know which Rwandan team will field. So
Nice one there.
yeah. So the fielding today has been miles better, which brings really one to the point that the boys have what it takes. They just need to apply themselves in equal measure every time they turn up, Bob. Yeah.
Very good there from Kevin. Tossed up delivery again, tempting the new batsman to go over the infield. But Sanjay Thakur Boom plays it smartly down the ground. He knows it's a big ladder to climb if they are to get to that 73 of 55 deliveries. Kevin Irakoze today bowling some right channels. He's been struggling with the cherry. Top leg spin there from Kevin to close off the end of the 11th over with the scoreboard reading 61 for 6. As we also take a short break to allow one of the youngsters, the opening bowler in terms of spin from the Rwanda national women's side, Irera Rosin, alongside Zaid Khan. And I also thank Mr. Haba for your time. Hope to have you soon in the commentary box.
Thank you, Bob. Let's enjoy the rest of the game and nice weekend.
Lovely to be back. Rwanda here in a good position. And a wideish delivery there by Clinton Rubagumya. The bowlers have been bowling really, really well, and the field has been exceptional today. Tanzania 63 for the loss of 6 wickets. We're into the 11th. We're into the 12th over. Alongside me is the new commentator, Rosine. Welcome to the commentary box.
Thank you so, Zed.
What would you like to say about the way the Rwandan side has attacked the Tanzanians this game?
That is so massive bowling from Rwandan team. As they said, Losco, they are making sure they are bowling more dots. They're trying to minimize the extras, bowling with plan according to what they plan. Then they try to get in their mind, then they try to do what they want from them. That's a good thinking from Clinton Rwagwamya, captain of national team. He's thinking well.
Loud appeal there by Clinton Rubagumya, and the umpire not interested in it. The captain down on his knees. A little bit of a chat with Ali Kimote, who's on 13 of 13. What do you think the Rwandan bowlers need to do from here on to keep the pressure on to the Tanzanian side?
Even if they cannot take a wicket, they have to look for more dots, because when they give them more dots, they will try to make different things. The special one, then when they are trying them, they will get themselves out. That's what they have to keep doing. As the good bowling from Clinton again, straight to Sebaleme Emmanuel. That's a good fielding again from Team Rwanda. They are moving on each and every day.
Team Tanzania finding themselves in a hurdle over here. Lots of trouble early on. 6 wickets halfway down the mark. How do you think Tanzania found themselves in this position?
It was a wicket taken early. The wicket of Ivan, we saw him taking his team in a good position. But these two games, the first one and this one, he did nothing. Another boundary there from Ari Kimote. He's trying to take his team, but he still had, because they're not rotating as well, but he took it again. That was too wide. He makes sure I cut it to take it to boundary. That good thinking from him.
Very nice shot there. Lovely hands by Ali Kimote, using the pace of Clinton Rubagumya. Just that boundary coming off after 3 dot balls. The batsman has to try something different when not getting results. A slow one plays it around the corner, straight to the hands of Eric Dusingizimana, who's alert at that position. And the gap between balls remaining and runs needed is not too big. What do you think the Tanzanians over here have to do in order to make it there comfortably?
So what Tanzanian has to do is just rotate strike, because the boundaries is not coming easily. Then when they start to get into their minds, the bowlers also, they are trying to do much, then they give them the ball they expected from them, then they get a runs. But if they still facing more dots, the chances will come for Rwanda. That's what I'm seeing here.
Very well said, Rosine. And as a viewer, someone who's been watching the national side play here at Gahanga multiple times, today having them in a different kind of approach, a different kind of mood, let's say, to take this game on, how does it make you feel as a spectator and as a Rwandan national watching the game?
Oh, all along, many people knows Rwanda as a boring team, but the past day they will. They went long because they were not boring well, but today they prove how good bowlers they are. Let's see if they are maintaining them. Martin Akais comes in again. He's had overs. Good bowling from him. He's bowling very well in these 2 days. But I think so it's because he's enjoying his new year. He started yesterday. Maybe that's why he's getting good bowling because of many cakes he ate last night.
That's lovely to hear. The cakes must be the difference. Lots of birthday wishes coming his way. Strong, strong young man he is. Slashed hard into the gap once again. Not a bad ball, I would say, but the placement by Alikimote backing away from the line of the ball and slashing it hard into that extra cover region. And the fielder stood no chance. He was traveling at pace. There was a boundary written all over it the moment it left the bat of Alikimote, who's on 22 of 18 now. Alongside him, Sanjay Kumar. I believe the runs from here on, if they're to tighten up the runs for the Tanzanian side, they should look forward to keeping Sanjay Kumar on strike as much as possible and feed him the dot balls if they're to apply more and more pressure to the opposition.
That's true, Zed, because if Tanzania keep betting in this way, the runs needed now is a 62 in 40-60 delivery. It can be happen. Rwanda lost their game in this way, but if they tighten their bowling, they can take this game. Let's check how Martin is gonna go on his fourth delivery. It's now 5 run in 3 delivery.
Out of the two batsmen that you see on the field, what batsman do you think the Rwandan side should be targeting at the moment?
Now they have to target Ari Kimote because he stays along on this wicket. Now he knows how the wicket is behaving. He can change this game if he think wisely. That's why they have to look for him or making some good bowling from him to get into his mind. Because when he play a careless cricket, Zed, I told you he can take this game on.
Martin Akayezu left with 2 deliveries. He's into his third over, has given away. Swing and a miss there by Sanjay Kumar. Would such shots create yet another opportunity? Goes outside. Goes past the outside edge of Sanjay Kumar Thakur. Boom, as we know him. He's yet to create any impact here. He's played 4 deliveries. And in T20, you know what dot balls mean for the batting side.
If Martin is thinking well, he can give him a Yorker because he is trying to get himself dotted. Misfield from Zapi. Again, another lands taken. 2 lands in Lelo by misfield of Zapi.
Not really acceptable at this stage, knowing you don't have much runs to defend. And your bowlers are trying really, really hard to restrict the opposition. So from here on, you'd really like to tighten up the flow of runs coming your way. The bowlers are trying their best. The fielders must back them up as well. You've been a bowler yourself. What do you feel about fielders not being up to the mark when you're bowling, and how does it make you feel?
It's a hard bowler. It touch a heart, but because you are praying, you have to be patient and talk to them to not get them out of the game. But these Rwandans, they have to keep working on their fielding because it's also the part which is taking them down.
Very well said there, Rosin. Looking at the score that Rwanda had set up, 130 plus, what score do you think would have been much more comfortable for the Rwandan side. And where do you think in the batting did the Rwandans go wrong?
Oh, let's first start with betting players. Our first player gave us nothing because El goes first and Didier follows up. That was not good. But also the batters, the middle batters, they have to maintain how good batters they are. But today they didn't do it because we saw it. The last batters taken as a bowler, it's themselves performed to get Rwanda on this score.
And do you feel the bowling attack of Tanzania was too strong to pick those wickets, or was it the mistakes by the batsmen, the run-and batsmen gifting away? Does it make you feel like the run-and side gifted away their wickets, or did the Tanzanians really have to fight for those wickets?
There is not a special bowling, but it was good somehow. But there is also a loss of short selection for Team Rwanda. Good catch taken by Zapi Bimenyimana of Sandrai.
Opportunity was there, it has been dropped. Was powerfully struck there by Sanjay Kumar Boom into the hands there and almost had it. It slipped out of his hand. You can see the disappointment by Zapibi Menyimana. He took a dive to his right to get to that ball. Unfortunate that it went by and slipped out of his hands. Sanjay Kumar getting a life there. These are the moments that cause the drama. And a powerful strike this time. Sanjay Kumar Boom deposits that ball into the next stadium here at Gahanga. A loose looking delivery there. A premeditated shot almost. Have a look at that, Rosine. Take us through that.
That was a good use of feet from Sanjay Kumar. That's what I was told you, Zed. If these bowlers, they not aggressive more than how they were, they can lose this game. They have to be ruthless than how they were in the first over because this the overs, this the death yard for them.
Very well said. You've got to keep it tight there. Dot ball following up after that maximum. That delivery right there was the most time Emil Rukeriza has given. Anybody would have enough time to place it wherever they wanted. And Sanjay Kumar Boom does not miss out on that. There we have the youngsters enjoying the game on the boundary ropes. Great weather we've got today. It's not as hot as we've had in the past few days. How does that affect the game here also?
The fans are good because they motivate you. You feel like you are not alone, you are with your country. Then you get power to fight for it. Now it's 8-6 for 14 overs down. Remain of 6 deliveries. That's where the game is going to be changed by the bowlers or batters. Let's wait who is going to get this game on.
Coming from the Mount End is Martin Akayezu again. Can we expect those quick Yorkers from him? Is there a wicket? Do I smell a wicket in this over? Here he is charging in. And a vicious looking delivery there. Swinging into Ali Kimote there. He tried to defend it, but the awkward height of the pitch not letting him settle. Lucky enough for him, got away with that. Very good looking delivery that to start off with first stop in his very final over here. In the air, And it goes for yet another maximum onto the leg side. Clubbed, I must say. Got enough bat underneath it and hands through the line of the ball, giving it ample amount of elevation to reach the banks over there and holding his shape. Beautiful looking shot that by Ali Kimote.
He's using his feet well. That's why he's getting good lands there.
Lovely looking delivery there. Deceiving Ali Kimote this time around with the pace. The gap between runs needed and balls remaining has reduced. They've got to keep that gap as much as possible if they're to remain into the competition. And again, back-to-back dot balls after striking that maximum. Where do you think the Tanzanians are not getting it right?
Ali Kimote is still waiting for those balls which comes into his body to use his feet. But also Martin is thinking well to give him a wider ball because he's not good at moving on offside. This Martin, let's see how consistent he is. Good fielding from Emma. He stops a good run. If they get another boundary in this over, I told you this game will get a big change. But Sebareme is there for helping his country to get a good win again today.
Emmanuel Sebareme, the man who wears his heart on his sleeve, was there on the boundary rope protecting it. It was traveling at him at quite some pace, and he did well enough to restrict them to just a single. Into the body once again. Just 7 runs off this over. If it wasn't for that maximum, it would have been a very, very decent over, but well done, Martin Akayezu. Today he's picked up a wicket. He's given away just 24 runs.
93 on the board in 15 overs, 6 wicket down. Tanzania need partnership of 33 in 26 deliveries. Ali Kimote 24-16. Sanjay Kumar 12 of 10 balls. That's partnership was also good for Tanzania because it brings them another chance to feel like they can get a win. Let's have now Bob and listen to him how he's breathing about this game. How is it going, Bob?
Thank you, young Rosine Irera. The future is bright for the young lady in the commentary box. Clinton Rubagumia, the captain, brings himself back into the attack. Change of pace, up, cries of catch it. Kubgiman Eric takes a blinder, takes an easy catch there. Big wicket here for Team Rwanda as the captain comes in. Change of pace. He's been bowling superbly at the death and he gets rid of Ali Kimote, who was looking to be very dangerous for his 32 off 26. He has to depart with 3 boundaries and a big maximum of that previous over of Martin Akayezu. Big moment here.
He went for the skies and one hand off the bat. No control behind that shot whatsoever. Eric Kubimana juggled the ball a bit, but takes it with a firm grip on it in the end. Very, very important wicket that for Team Rwanda as Tanzania lose their 7th wicket for the score of 93. Clinton Rubagumia, the skipper, picks up a wicket. First ball. How many times have we seen this throughout this tournament, Bob?
That's the captain for you, always leading from the front. coming in every time in his second is his second spell, picking up a wicket or two. He's picked up so far 6 wickets in the tournament. And Zed, I'll tell you, those wickets have come in these particular moments of the innings. Courtesy of his variations, you'll see he won't bowl quicker. He'll keep bowling those off-cutters and leg-cutters. And he will spear in a firing yorker. It's a left-hand, right-hand combination once again. Salum Jumbe at the crease. I mentioned earlier, Ali Mpeka Kimote. It was a moment where he had to go for his best career runs. This now brings Salum Jumbe. Can he get to that 41 alongside Sanjay Kumar? Takur Buma up against one of the best in the region at the death is the captain. Zappi still has an over to bowl. Clinton will be having an over left after this. There will be, of course, a spinner in between there. Who are they going to target? Is it going to be that spinner, Emeru Kiriza? Soft hands there, trying to sneak in a single to get off the mark is Salum Jumbe. But the electric Sevaneme there at point doesn't give them any chance. Pressure climbing at the moment after that big wicket over Ali Mpeka Kimote. Batting inside his crease is Salum Jumbe. There's a very big gap between deep mid wicket and a deep long on fielder. He would love to target that particular region. Change of pace, soft hands. Dot balls, pressure. We all know what they can create. Are we in for another twist in this game, Zaida? We've seen so far the other game, Tanzania taking on Uganda, where they went into the last over and up to the last delivery needing 1 run, Zaid. Are we in for another thriller here? Needing 41 is Team Tanzania of 27 deliveries. This over is turning out to be gold for Team Rwanda.
Mathematically speaking, still very possible for Tanzania. But the way the Rwandan bowlers have managed to stay disciplined throughout the innings today is remarkable and worth each and every applaud they get today. They've done brilliantly through their bowling attack today.
I'll tell you here, if Rwanda is to beat Tanzania yet again in this tournament, it will be the patience. Yes, they have scored 133, but they've bowled some tight lines, not giving any chance whatsoever to the Tanzanian batsmen. Soft hands again now this time round. Takul tries to sneak in a single, but the crowd is up on their feet as Clinton is bowling a magical spell here, yet to concede a run in his third over. Look at those figures and look at the moment of the game. Last delivery. Is Salum Jombe going to throw everything at this delivery? They will need a boundary here. Remember, after this over, they will be needing 10 runs and over to chase down 134. Big delivery to come. Soft hands, same results. He bowls a maiden. I am not sure I've ever seen a maiden at this kind of situation and stage of a chase. Something the crowd is now cheering for is this maiden. Fantastically done by the captain, leading from the front with the ball. He didn't have a go with the bat, but this time round he makes sure they do not get to that 7-run and over, making it very hard for the Tanzanians. They will be needing 10 runs and over in the last 4 overs. Salum Jumbe yet to open his account alongside Sanjay Takur Buma, who's been kept out of action in this previous over.
Brilliant over. That was magical indeed. Wicket maiden. As rare as finding a unicorn in a run chase. Sanjay Kumar Boom on 12 of 10. Salum Ali having faced 5 deliveries without opening his account yet.
Young Eric Kubgimana comes back into the attack. Change of ends for the young boy. Swing and a miss from Sanjay Takurbuma, looking to go over that deep mid-wicket fielder.
You cannot keep this youngster out of the game. He's always into the highlights somewhere. He's been taking some great catches. And now, also with the ball in hand, he's gone for 24. He's picked up 1 wicket. Can we see a tight over by him in this chase? Bowls it wide with on offer. The chase is on. Sebareme. Lovely, lovely stop by Sebareme in the deep. Not allowing the ball anywhere near the boundary rope. Had lots of ground to cover. Big man Kevin in the inner ring had to move just a few yards to his left. Big boy couldn't move it there. And this one has been clubbed into the banana plantation next to the Gahanga field here. In the slot it was, got underneath it and giving it optimal elevation is Sanjay Kumar Boom.
100 up for Team Tanzania there, courtesy of that massive hit from Sanjay Takurbuma, who this time round goes like the retired Shahid Afridi. Boom, boom. Change of pace there, up. 1 bounce for 4. Back to back. A 6 and a boundary. Very expensive yet again from the younger Kubgimana Eric. A lot of width that allowed Sanjay Takurbum to free his arms. He bowled a very superb fast over his young Eric, going for 3 runs, but he's been very expensive.
Again, that's the effect of the maximum bob. After being struck for a huge 6 down leg side, Kubgimana trying to experiment something on the offside and ended up gifting lots of width to Sanjay Kumar, and Sanjay Kumar now sighting the ball really, really neatly and cleanly.
No one is stopping this man here. Sanjay Takurbum is dealing in boundaries and maximums at the moment, taking a very big liking of the young Kubgimana Eric's bowling, who so far after his 2.5 has gone for 40 runs. This can be the game changer. Into the slot, in the arc, out of the park is Sanjay Takurbum. Zappy there. Very idle there in the field. Can he close it off? Is Kubgimana Eric. He picked up that big wicket over Jitin Singh earlier in his first over. But since then, he's been leaking runs, making it very easy for the Tanzanians. Just needing 25 now. The equation is still possible. They will love to pick up a wicket. Can he be the man, Kubgimana, to get rid of Sanjay Takurbum? There you go, up, high and handsome. This ball is not coming back. New ball, please, says Sanjay Takurbum. Expensive over here at Gahanga Cricket Ground. This is the game changer, Zaida.
This is the big over they were looking for. Got underneath it and elevation given there. Goes the distance over the mount there. Lovely, lovely looking shot. Lots of power behind that. And you've allowed him to get comfortable with certain deliveries in the recent times. Kubgimana Eric being very, very expensive.
22 runs coming off that third over of Kubgimana Eric, making the equation become very, very easy and possible, needing only 19 runs. Started off this over needing 40 runs was Tanzania, but courtesy of that man there, Sanjay Takurbum, who has gone berserk here at Gahanga. We saw earlier the cameo of Zapibi Menyimana, but this time round in the run chase. Sanjay is turning out to be the Dreras of Tanzania. Spinner into the attack at the crucial moment of the game. Emil Rukiriza. I would have loved to see Clinton Wagume ball this over, or even Zapi to make it more interesting. Here he gives these two a very big chance to throw everything at it to see if they can close off the game in this particular over. Has a very big task ahead is this young man, Emil Rukiriza, going for 12 runs in his first over. He's been made to defend 18 of 17 deliveries here. Deep extra cover, deep long on, deep long off, deep mid wicket, and a deep square leg at the fielders outside the ring.
The only reason, Bob, he finds himself in this position is because his teammate, Eric Obimana, lost the plot in the previous over, being very, very expensive. First boundary of this over. Emil Rukiriza, and the runs are going by very, very quick. Sanjay Kumar Boom in a hurry here.
Short ball there, cut away powerfully by Sanjay Thakur Boom. Straight to Orchidea at deep extra cover, who makes a mess out of that one. Giving Sanjay Thakur Boom another boundary in the air. Who wants it? The fielder can only watch it sail over him. Is Zapibi Menyimana. This game is getting away from the Rwandans. Much better batting and cameo from Sanjay Thakur Buma. Can he finish it off in this particular over of the young lad?
What a shot that was. Down on one knee. The big man gives it the kitchen sink. The crowd running for protection. Not trying to get hit. And once again takes the aerial route. Zapibi Menyimana will take that. A little cameo comes to an end. What a knock by Sanjay Kumar Boom. 44 of just 18 deliveries.
Zaid, earlier we talked about, we asked for that knock of Kenneth Waiswa. We asked if someone can replicate that. Look at that, Sanjay Thakur Boom. 44 of 18. 4 big maximums and 3 boundaries, striking it above 200. And this is turning out to be the innings of this chase. It was in the slot, yes, but not enough elevation to find the only man in that particular region, Zapi, who takes a comfortable catch. They would love to see this young lad there, Yunus Khan, out into the dugout without causing any more damage as Sanjay Thakur Boom at the Rwandans. Just needing now 3 runs and over Zaida. This is a walk in the park for these Tanzanians.
Again, if that previous over wasn't that expensive, it would have been a completely different equation here. Criminal to give away that many runs in a deciding over. All the hard work goes in vain by the rest of the team and the bowlers when one expensive over at a critical time gets slaughtered away. Powerfully cut.
Gets off the mark is Mohamed Yunus. They would love to see him taking it around the corner there. He has a high score of 11. They would love to see him getting closer to that higher score to make sure his team gets yet another win. Match boundaries so far today, 19 boundaries and 9 maximums. And those 9 maximums, 4 have come off the blade of Sanjay Thakur Boom. Gives it some air this time round is young Emiro Kiriza. Salum Jumbe is not in any sort of a hurry, knowing that he needs only 3 runs and over. And that dot ball brought us to the end of the 18th. 127 for 8. Rukiriza finishing his second over, giving away 23 runs for his lone wicket. Zapi needs to defend 7 runs alongside his captain in the next 2 overs. He will need a wicket or 2 up front in these first 2 deliveries. But Zeda, we have seen this on a couple of occasions. It's not every time you see players outshine that innings of Sanjay Thakur Boom.
Yes, and I believe that over that was given to Emil Rukeriza. Yes, he picked up a wicket, but also was expensive. There was 12 runs taken off that over. I believe if Zapibi Menyimana would have bowled that over, it would have restricted the run flow a little bit, because you see there now picking up those singles has become very, very easy, knowing that they're down to single figures to chase. Mentally, that pressure of chasing double figures is never easy.
But again, Zeda, when you look at the previous games, I would love to agree with you. That over, you spoke about Emiru Kiriza's over. I also add on that over of the young Kubgimana, Eric. Yes, he bowled well his first over, going for 3 runs. But when you look at the second over where he went for 20 runs, and now the third over, he went for 20 runs again. I would have loved to see the strike bowler of Team Rwanda leading the bowling unit of Team Rwanda with 10 wickets, Zapibi Menyimana, alongside his captain, trying to make sure they pick that wicket of Sanjay Thakur Boom, where they had to expose the youngster. Tries to be the outside edge, Zapibi Menyimana. Salum Jumbe doesn't look very comfortable. We all know he can hit this cricket ball a mile. It's been very defensive, but again, needing only 3 runs. Just needs to get bat on ball. The rest would be history for Team Rwanda here. Zapi to continue from the mount end into the pads. Flicked, catch taken. Something to smile at are the people here watching the game. It is becoming interesting here at Gahanga International Cricket Ground. 1 wicket away, 6 runs to gate. Salum Jumbe, who wasn't comfortable playing some defensive shots, has to depart. Having eaten 8 deliveries for his 1 run, he has to take the long way back as we see the introduction of young Yalinde Mullins Kanya. Shuffles across Iza. Salum Jumbe looks to guide it down the leg side. Ends up gloving it straight to the wicketkeeper's hands. Easy decisions there for the Uganda International. Norbert Abbey, last week at Z here, needing 6 runs. We asked for a thriller yet again at in this particular tournament. Are we in for a nail beater here? Zapi with the ball in hand.
3 balls to be exact here. Zapi Bimenyimana pulling out all the tricks from the hat. 128 for the loss of 9 wickets. We're into the 19th over. 6 runs in 9 balls, out of which Zapi Bimenyimana is left with 3. He's picked up 3 wickets today. Yalinde Maurice, look at those figures of Zapi Bimenyimana today. 7 runs the man has given away for the loss and collected 3 wickets to his name, and he's into his final over here. Can he be the hero? He's done it with the bat in hand. Now he's got the ball. Something coming his way. Pressure is on. Tanzania need just 6. Bottom edge and a dot ball to begin with. Yalinde Morris will have heavy feet to get off strike there. Think about the pressure the young man is going through. What a position this is. What a game this has been.
Big moment in the game here. Last 2 deliveries. Zapi Bimenyimana up against Yalinde. Kanya Morris Goes for that big cut shot, misses it completely. Looking for that healthy outside edge yet again is Zapibi Menyimana. A little talk there from the youngster Yunus Mohammed. I believe he's telling his partner there, Yalinde Molins Kanya, to play out this last delivery. A sleeping place, of course. They've brought in the field. There's a short covers there. Kevin Irakoze. There's a short mid-wicket. Orkidetu is saying a last delivery from Zapi's spell. Soft hands there. Well played by the younger Morris to close off the fantastic spell of Zapibi Menyimana, finishing his 4 overs, picking up 3 big wickets and only conceding 7 runs. Figures you cannot buy anywhere in any supermarket. It will be up to be done by the captain himself, Clinton Ruwagumya from the road end. Mohamed Yunus to get 6 runs in 6 deliveries. We've seen this situation before. Uganda taking on Tanzania. This time round, is Rwanda looking for their 2nd win in this tournament against Team Tanzania. They have played head-to-head 2 games so far in this tournament, winning 1-1 each. Zapibi Menyimana, impressive figures there, bowling a maiden in a T20 format, conceding only 7 runs, picking up 3 wickets. Fantastic knock, ending up with 11 wickets in the tournament. Only 4 wickets shy, and the top leading wicket taker, Kenneth Waiswa. Setting the right field is the captain. He has opened up the field. Interestingly, the mid-wicket region, there are lots of runs. Mohamed Yunus needs to tackle that around the onside. Change of pace beats everything, beats the wicket keeper. This ball is racing away to the boundary. This is the biggest moment of the game. Change of pace there, smartly done by the captain, and it beats the wicket keeper, young Didier, the vice captain of Team Rwanda, and allows the ball to race away to the boundary, just needing only 2 runs now, Zaida.
What a fumble. What a fumble that was. Very, very smartly done by the captain. And young Didier lets it go by to the boundary ropes. Drama, it's all happening. 2 needed in 5 now.
Soft hands there from Yunus Mohammed. They know they just need to get that 1 run off to score, to make the score level. Do not want to lose a wicket needing 2 runs in 4 deliveries. We talked about team losing by 1 run. We've seen the whole story of the fielding in today's game. There've been a couple of misfields. We saw earlier in the first innings the Tanzanians, that man himself, Sanjay Takulbum, giving away 20 runs where he had to compensate with the bat. Big moment, big delivery here. It's the captain himself, Clinton Rubagumya. Full ball there, driven straight to the field at short covers. Emi Rukiriza, change of pace again from Clinton Rubagumya. We haven't seen a super over in this tournament. Can this be the moment? Worth the money, worth all the money in the world. That's what Dafabet East Africa T20 Cup brings here at Gahanga International Cricket Ground. Everyone is up on his feet, including the whole national team of Uganda. Here on our sides, we see the 12th man, Jumit Mehta, sending a message to the batsmen. Big moment here again. 3 legal deliveries to come. Is Clinton up against young Yunus, flicked away into the pads. 2 is the call. The fielder needs to cover a lot of ground there. Run out chance, and they make it in time. It is the hero with only 3 runs, Mohamed Yunus, who takes his team over the line. What a game we've had here. Match day 5, game number 9 has come to an end, courtesy of that young man. Last wicket, Mohamed Yunus flicking it to that particular region where all the fielders were at the ropes to earn him 2 runs easily. And they chase it down. Beating Rwanda by 1 wicket is Team Tanzania to register their 2nd win against Team Rwanda in this particular tournament. Zaid, look at that on the batting lineup of Tanzania. A big part of the captain had to depart courtesy of that man, Zapibi Menyimana, same as Ivan Selemani, bagging the 2nd golden duck. Nothing from Jitin Singh, courtesy of Kubgimana Eric. Amara Jivana, the wicketkeeper batsman, being knocked over by that fierce Yoka from Martin Akayezu. Mohamed Kitunda contributing 13 of 17, but it was that Ali Kimote's innings alongside Sanjay Kumar Takul, 44 of 19. 4 big maximums, striking it at 231 under. Ali Kimote Peka, 32 of 27, that has handed Tanzania a win in just 19.4. 12 extras being bowled by the Rwandans, but I'll tell you, it was the misfield. There you go, the figures of Zapi Mejimana yet again leading from the front. 4 overs, 3 wickets, conceding only 7 runs with an economy of 1. But it's that man, Kubgimana Eric, was very expensive after giving away only 3 runs in his first over. He ended up leaking 46, make that an economy of 15.3.3. And Clinton, of course, the captain, 3.4, 14 runs with an economy of 3, and picked up that wicket. Martina Kayezu coming back from yesterday's game where he had an economy of 6. He finished his quarter. And that man there, Emiru Kiriza, being very expensive in the 17th over, leaking 11, 23 runs to the total, making it an economy of 11. That was it from the Rwandan bowling chart, making it 134 for 9 for Team Tanzania. And that's the match summary. Of course, Wilson Itanga, they are handy with the bat, 33 of 35. Zapi Menyimana's cameo, 25 of 13, and Olkide Tuyisenge, pedestrian knock of 19 of 26, and Mohamed Yunus, that man who got those 2 last crucial runs for his side, picking up 3 wickets, giving away only 24 runs, and Umar Sheikh Bash, very expensive with an economy of 10, picking up 3 wickets, and Tanzania there, Sanjay Takur Buma, 44 of 19. Ali Kimote's cameo over 32 of 27, and Mohamed Kitunda, 13 of 17. And that will be Tanzania winning Rwanda by 1 wicket. That will be the end of match summary of match day 5, game number 9 of the Dafabet East Africa T20. We'll be back shortly with the post-match with my co-commentator Zaid Khan.